series.
That great opening told you what a great series it's been, and now Game 5 this afternoon from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. The Blues and the Wings deadlocked at 2 games apiece. A week ago today, we'd written off Gretzky and said he stunk. John Casey and needed Nick Kypreos. Now it's like both are on kryptonite, and all of a sudden we've got a thriller. Good afternoon. I'm Lila McLean's son Ron with Ella Hayward's son Brian, and happy Mom's Day to all. We're about to go to Francis Oak's son Scott in Detroit, but first, what do you think about the Red Wings' chances on home ice today?
Well, first of all, Chris Osgood will be facing the most playoff pressure he certainly has faced this season. At the other end of the ice, John Casey is trying to find a way to throw his 3rd consecutive brilliant game. It's going to be very interesting to watch.
Big first 10 minutes on deck. Let's go right to Scott Oak, and he can set it up from a vantage point at the end of Joe Louis Arena. Scott?
All right, Ron, 20,000 fans here at the Joe Louis Arena, and the only bright light in the place is on me. You think that's the way it's supposed to be, but most of these fans here are a touch nervous about what's become a detour of Detroit's road to the Cup. They're still playing I Want Stanley here at every opportunity, but you get the sense that Wings fans are no longer taking the Cup for granted. This current detour has as much to do with ex-Edmonton Oilers as anybody else. The Oilers didn't make the playoffs this year, but you could say their alumni did. They're the ones largely responsible for getting the Blues on even terms with the Wings and reducing this to a best-of-3 affair. Igor Kravchuk got the winner in OT in Game 3. The Blues acquired the Russian defenseman in trade from the Oilers early in the new year, and that goal alone made it worthwhile. The Great One has 4 Stanley Cup rings from his days in Edmonton. He got the winner in Game 4, his first of the playoffs to tie the series. The Blues' best player in the postseason has been Shane Corson, out of the playoffs for 3 years with Edmonton, but he's prospered in this postseason. We know now why Mike Keenan wanted Craig McTavish. He leads the Blues in killing penalties. Charlie Huddy has 5 Stanley Cup rings. What is this, Charlie? The modern-day Oiler old-timers?
I guess you could say that in a way, but there's a lot of other guys in the room, too, that we count on to, obviously, to go out there and perform. And I guess just our experience, maybe, that, you know, we've gone through, and hopefully we can play like the young guys.
And just look at the Stanley Cup championships in today's game. 23 of them are owned by ex-Oilers, now with the Blues. Who says you can't buy this kind of experience? Because obviously the Blues have. And Ron, I think it's fair to say that were it not for the schooling many of the Blues got in their days with the Oilers, this series would not be tied. It'd be over. Back to you.
I'm forecasting a chance of rain in Joe Louis Arena this afternoon. That crowd's rocking. It's best hockey fans in the United States, so it'll be a great day. And the other game is from the Core State Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Florida Panthers, again, probably buried them after 3 games, and now they're in it, tied 2-2. And right through the whole season, these teams, there's nothing to choose.
Definitely not. They played the regular season dead even. They've been so close in the playoffs. You know, Philadelphia has outshot them in every single game. Van Beesbrook has been sensational, and we saw it in the Pittsburgh Rangers series. It's going to be up to the star players to really take control for Philadelphia.
Let's look at the impact players, and of course they've been Eric Lindros and Ed Jovanovski, a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old. What about Big 88 in Game 5 today?
Well, the thing about Eric is if you go back to Game 2 when they were down 1-0 in the series, he got physical, and I think that he plays his best hockey when he's running people over.
You're right. They had 18 shots in Game 1. When he hit like this, they had 47 shots, and he had 3 points. Now, the Scott Stevens for Doug McLean is that man.
Pretty remarkable to think that Ed Jovanovski is only 19 years old, and the progress that he has shown over the course of the regular season, and very significant progress in the playoffs as well. He's going to be a tremendous player. He's been tremendous already in this series.
We should tell you there's a couple of lineup notes, too. Ray Shepard is back in for Florida. Garpenlov sits, and John LeClaire returns. I don't know if they'll have the Legion of Doom together. Howardchuk's been there a lot, but LeClaire and Shepard will change the complexion.
Well, LeClaire in particular, I think, because you put him on the ice with Eric Lindros, and you have 2 big, strong players that will both drive to the net, and that can be sometimes a little bit too much to handle, especially for a youngster like Jovanovski.
Don Whitman and John Garrett are in Philadelphia. We'll have highlights throughout the afternoon. More on our feature game next. It's Game 5, the St. Louis Blues at Detroit Red Wings, and we'll continue the story on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. You can set it up with Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
You know, Ron, when you think about it, over the regular season, The Detroit Red Wings had 30 more wins than the St. Louis Blues. And here we are in a best-of-7 series, and we're tied at 2 games each. Harry, tell me, what is going on?
Well, perhaps the Detroit Red Wings are trying to win this round and the Stanley Cup on their talent only. They were badly outworked, I thought, in Game 1 and definitely in Game 4. And as history starting to repeat itself, in '93 they lost to a determined Leaf team. In '94 they were badly upset by San Jose. And last year they went down 4 straight to New Jersey in the finals. And if players like Fedorov and Primo and Kozlov and Larionov and Coffey, who scored 42% of the Red Wing goals this year and only have won this round and only had 6 combined shots on goal in Game 4, the Detroit Red Wings will not win the Cup and will not perhaps get by St. Louis without production from these 5. One of the things the Stanley Cup playoffs teach you every year is it is not the team with the best players that sip out of the cup in June. More often, it's the players with the best team.
So, let us give some credit to the St. Louis Blues here. To a man, they are fighting every inch of the way.
Absolutely, Bob and Harry. And Brian, what's your thought on why the big guns maybe haven't fired on all cylinders for Detroit?
You know, it's kind of funny because all season long we've said that Detroit has gone about their business in a very business-like fashion, almost matter-of-fact the way they've reacted to a lot of their victories. Now I think they need to get more emotion in their game more than anything. That's what St. Louis has been able to bring into their game in Games 3 and 4 of the series.
You mentioned the Flyers have big stars, and maybe that'd be the difference against Florida. Now, St. Louis isn't without Gretzky and Hull, and how about what they'll try to do today?
Well, I think that Mike Keenan made a very significant coaching move in Game 3, or Game 4 rather, and that's when he inserted Himalev onto the line with Gretzky and Hull. He seems better suited for playing that defensive responsibility, and it moves Shane Corson onto the second line. Now he's got 2 lines capable of producing offense.
Do you think that, as I thought, the Red Wings will come out and terrorize in the first 10 minutes? I know Philadelphia in Game 5 against Tampa, when they were 2-2, coming back, they were outshot 6-4. They ended up winning the 5th game, but they didn't generate a lot of offense. Do you think Detroit will be able to do it today?
Well, that's their history, certainly, and that's the reason why they've only lost 2 games in a row, one other time, and that was at the beginning of the regular season. Usually they respond in a very positive manner after a loss.
Going to be exciting. 2 big games today, Detroit and St. Louis nationwide, and we'll also have the highlights from Philly. Back to Drop the Puck next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by Molson Canadian. By Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited. And by Pepsi Stuff. People who drink it, get it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, we're back in Detroit. A sellout crowd again, as you might expect, and they are ready to roar. Game 5 at the Joe Louis Arena. John Casey and the Blues did something in Game 4 nobody could do all season. Shut out Detroit Red Wings. Casey made 29 saves to even the series. Chris Osgood, well, he gave up just the 1 goal in that game to Wayne Gretzky, and that was it. He's the crowd favorite here in Detroit. Andy Van Hellemond is the referee for today's game. Brad Lazarowicz, Wayne Bonney will work the lines. McInnes, Barron, Gretzky, Corson, Hall, the starting 5 for St. Louis. They dump it in. Rouse, Lidstrom, Yzerman, McCarty, and Primo starting for Detroit. Big Primo missed that pass. Kept in by the Red Wings. Primo running into Barron and knocking him down. The first hit of the game. Lidstrom trying to put it in to Primo. It is McInnes coming to center and rifling the shot wide of the net. In off the boards, the Red Wings clear it back out. Barron tried a shot. 6 feet wide of the goal. Larionov is hit. And Casey gloving one down for Kravchuk. The much improved defenseman for St. Louis gets it up into the center ice area. The Red Wings 2-on-1. Kozlov can't get the handle on it up the side of the goal. He and Fedorov had gone in. Anderson lugging in there, trying to get a shot. And he was upended. Kept in by Himalev. Now Kravchuk. Oh, that just missed the far side. Gretzky is back of the net. The puck doesn't get to him. The Red Wings pick it up. What a pace to start it. Up through center, Fedorov trying to pick his way in there. He can't do it. It is centered, however. Arianov is checked. Fedorov handles it on the boards. Red Wings try to get on the outside to pass it around, and they do get outside. Too far across the line to the center ice area. However, Fedorov back in. Into the slot he goes. He drops it beautifully. Shot is stopped by Casey. And now Pronger for St. Louis. The Red Wings getting a fast start here. This one dribbles wide of the far post. LaPointe is in there. Play is called. Casey was down on it. And boy, what a start. We played just 1 second shy of the 2-minute mark of the first period, and the Red Wings all afire.
Well, certainly the Red Wings have come out in a physical fashion we haven't seen in this series. And Primo, the biggest of all the Red Wings forwards, knocks Murray Barron down, and Kozlov gets a half-decent chance here to get the first goal of the game. But by the time he got the puck controlled and it was sitting down, he was beyond the icing line. But the Red Wings are ready to play tonight, or this afternoon, compared to their work ethic in Game 4.
Bob Erie, number 21 to the left of Draper, who wants to take the face-off. He will. McTavish won't. He's thrown out. Leach took the draw, and it got back to Coffey. LaPointe looking around for somebody open, but everybody is checked in front of the net. Red Wings along the boards. Erie takes a shot. He missed on the short side. Crowd wanted a penalty call, but Andy Van Helmen lets them roll, and here they come. The Red Wings. Bergevin's shot in behind the net. Leach backs up a little bit in his own zone. Now he's caught, so he shoots it down the ice. In for Coffey. He has the Jets on this one. He got in across the line and dished it off to the corner, back of the net. McTavish fighting hard for it. He gets it ahead to Leach. Leach is stopped by Yzerman. Yzerman circles back. Gets it to the line. Coffey shot. Big rebound. And it's McTavish coming out. But he's dog-tired trying to get off. And he can't get off. He has to come back against McCarty. McGinnis back of his own net, trying to relieve the pressure by getting it off the boards and out into center ice. Yes, it's Detroit really pumping in the first 3 minutes of this game. They shoot it in there again. Pronger chasing Primo, and he hit him hard. Big Pronger hitting Primo, number 55. Yzerman keeps it in. Back of the net, Primo, wrap around. Casey was ready for that one. Yzerman has it. What a start for Detroit. Not rewarded yet with a goal, but they're looking for the first one. That's for sure. Back of the net to the other side, and Cornell, he's caught. Can't get out. Fetisov is stopped, and here's Primo. Primo can't center it. Back of the net. The Red Wings, can they keep it up? No score, nearing the 5-minute mark now. And they played inside the Blues line for almost all of it. Primo late coming out. Couldn't touch the puck. That's an icing call against the Red Wings. So they'll bring it back. In the hand of the linesman inside the Detroit line.
He's one of England's most respected gardeners, Ashley Stevenson, former bailiff of the Royal Parks and Palaces. Ashley, you once were in charge of some of the most famous gardens in the world, and now that you're retired, what about your own personal garden?
It's small, but it's really quite lovely.
You don't by any chance use my favorite plant food, do you?
I was one of the first to use Miracle Grow, and I'm still using it. Miracle Grow makes a tremendous difference. You get many more flowers, and the colors are just brilliant.
Ashley, would you recommend Miracle Grow to everyone?
Absolutely.
Introducing the CIBC Club Z Visa Card, the convenient new way to earn free Club Z rewards faster.
I got it fast.
Now you can shop anywhere in the world, pay no annual fee, and earn free Club Z points automatically.
I got it free.
To apply for your CIBC Club Z Visa card, go to any CIBC branch or call 1-800-385-CLUB.
CIBC Club Z Visa.
The free rewards of Club Z, the convenience of CIBC Visa.
Mike Keenan very proud of the defense core, underrated and playing very well, and he's made one change on the forward line. Mike Hudson is playing his first playoff game here in '96, and big Stefan Matteau is in the press box.
Detroit trying to control it after that draw, and they do. Flipped on the boards by Doug Brown, down on the ice. No icing this time. Casey is going to play it. Crabtree took it from him. Rifled it hard on the boards, but it's Johnson getting it out front. Scramble right in front, and Casey had to go down with Brown ready to whack it home. But Casey hangs on to it.
Well, the Detroit Red Wings are fired up for this one. I guess the question is, this is not the normal physical game they play. Can they keep it up? Here are the 6 defensemen Scotty Bowman chose to play today, and the 4 lines. He's monkeyed around with the lines a little bit, and I'm sure he'll keep monkeying with them for the whole game. Wayne Gretzky, who played by far his best game in Game 4, 4 points in the last 4 games. He's only been held pointless twice in these playoffs.
Detroit shot from the blue line. That is blocked. Ciccarelli kicking it loose back of the net. Greg Johnson trying to center it. He's pinned by Corson. The Blues trying to slow the Red Wings down, and they just try to cover up now inside their own line. The Red Wings come out in this Game 5 really flying. Play in the center ice area. Himmelab was knocked down. So was Brown. Bergevin around the net. Coming up with Johnson. Bad pass for him. Right in front. Hall scores! Hall open in front of the net, and Gretzky saw him there, and he went up high, and it is 1-0 St. Louis.
Brett Hall's been pretty quiet this series, but he hung in there after it looked like the Red Wings are going to get out of their zone. And Gretzky came up with the turnover just inside the Red Wing blue line, and he, like no one else, knew Hall was there and put it in, and Brett Hall makes no mistake on this one. He lays Osgood down and sticks it in the roof.
The first shot of the game by any Blue, it was Brett Hall from Gretzky and Himmelab. It comes at 5:15, and it's the first goal of the game. 1-0 St. Louis. Wow. Gretzky didn't take a second to see Hull in there and whack it right onto his stick.
The test now, Bob, can the Red Wings play this way as aggressively and as energetically as they did in the first 4 minutes of this game, even though they've been scored on? They were not rewarded for 4 of the best minutes they've played in this series. Here's Gretzky. He causes the turnover as Bergevin looks like he's going to walk out of the zone, and then about 10 feet inside the blue line, the Magician gets the puck and tosses it nicely into Brett Hull, and Hull makes no mistake, over to the forehand and straight up.
Right to the roof of the net over Osgood. 1-0 Blues have scored first. Kravchuk to Himmelab. Larionov took it from him. Put it in. Fetisov trying to go to the net. No room given him. Himmelab comes back in his own zone. Turns it back in front of the goal. And Kravchuk comes up to center ice. Winds up the shot right on. Osgood the stick save. Fetisov played it up to the right side, and Fedorov, Larionov, and Kozlov come in for Detroit. Weak pass in front of the net, and the Blues were all back there. And Konstantinov kept going and went into the net and knocked it flying.
This Russian fivesome, sometimes you wonder whether they'd rather complete passes than to get shots on goal. And 2 of the most dangerous players among these 5 talented Russian players are the defensemen. And Noonan looks over, picks up his wing, and takes him, Konstantinov, right into the end of the ring. And Noonan earlier had made a wonderful play, too, defensively by taking Fetisov, who came off the point, as they so often do when playing with Larionov's group as forwards. Two good defensive plays early in this game by the Blues.
Detroit again win the face-off. However, McInnes was there in his own line to stop it from going in. Leach shot it to the corner. Hudson, number 15, chasing his man with the Red Wings. In and out. Primo coming to center. Handed back by Lidstrom, and that's broken up in front of the net. The Blues come up with it and get it away. Penalty coming up. You see Casey has left the net. It's against Detroit. Keith Primo is going to get the penalty. And now, as the Red Wings touch it and control it, the call is made on Detroit.
I'm Jim McKay with another update from the 2020 Global Games. Little Jacqueline Keller captured the goal today on the highly uneven bars, while Austria's gentle giant Milos dominated the one-ton power lift. The highlight of the day so far was the record-breaking 300-meter dolphin relay.
The world of sports is ever evolving, but athletes of today can choose All Sport Body Quencher for fluid replacement, unsurpassed taste, thirst-quenching flavors.
Coming up later, the graduated hurdles.
Primo in the box for Detroit. A slash. Caught by Andy Van Helleman.
I think Andy could hear it. Might have even smelled that one. It was a three-hander.
So St. Louis leading 1-0. Get the first power play of the game. McInnes with the puck in his own zone. Giving it to Pronger, the other defenseman. He's up the center with Hall, Gretzky, and Corson. Osgood out of the net. Tried to get it by Gretzky. He did not. The Blues come in to pick it up now. It's shot away by Fedorov. Quick pass as Detroit was changing. The goaltender got it up there. And then Fedorov nearly walked in himself. Corson forced to go back. McInnes turning with it. 1:15 left in the penalty. Slow to move it to center. From there he'll shoot it in. Coffey the first one on it for Detroit. Hall stopped him. So did Gretzky. Back to McInnes, the other side. Pronger to McInnes. They want him to shoot it. He does not. Gretzky will try to set him up again. Here's the shot. It's blocked. Away goes Erie. One man back. And he overskates it. Put himself offside as he lost it just before he hit the blue line. And then Yzerman came in and the play was offside.
One area of the Red Wings team play has disintegrated slightly in this second round. Remember, they did not have a goal scored against them while penalty killing in the first round. They've had 5 power play goals scored against them in the 23 times, this being the 24th. They've been a man short, and they go from the 90-some-odd success rate to the 78% success rate. Quite a free fall.
Shot from center ice by Lidstrom. Casey, the stick save. 35 seconds left on the penalty to Primo of the Red Wings. They've held the Blues so far on this power play. The first of the game. Creighton is striding up there. He went off balance, hitting the line. And it shut down the ice too far. Brown couldn't catch up to it. Creighton coming in again. Brown caught him. The Blues cannot keep it inside the line. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Creighton won't move in. Osgood got out. Dangerous move, but he got there in time. Lidstrom faked his way to center. Primo with him. He didn't see the pass at first. He just stopped to pick it up and shot it back to the net. Red Wings changing as the Blues just shoot it out down the ice. It'll be wide of the net. And this will be an icing call against the St. Louis Blues, who have the only goal. Hall scored it at 5:15.
You step inside a 96 Explorer XLS, you're stepping into Ford country.
And the number 24 Explorer is making its move with automatic transmission. The Explorer is sitting comfortably with dual airbags, 4-wheel ABS, air conditioning, and no charge power windows, locks, and mirrors. The races are heading towards 4x4 land. Over Everest Jump is the finish line. It's going to be
Experience Ford Country with 96 Explorer XLS, now specially priced at $399 a month. Only at your Ontario Ford and Mercury dealers.
You know, the best thing in the world, and I mean the whole world, is Harvey's home-style breakfast. 2 fresh eggs, scrambled or fried, bacon or sausage, tasty home fries, and toast. For just $2.99, nothing beats it. Nothing.
Harvey's Sunset Special, just $2.99.
Okay, you know what? The best thing, the very best thing, is Harvey's famous charbroiled hamburger. Served the way I want it, with fresh toppings and delicious fries at just $2.99. Nothing can top it.
Harvey's Sunrise Special, just $2.99.
Did I mention the breakfast?
Every weekend, there is one newscast that can take you to places around the world. The places you want to know about. Sunday Reports with Wendy Mesley on CBC Television tonight.
Sauce got the nod to be the goalie tonight after playing very well in Game 4. He was a losing goalie, but he reduced his goals against average from 1.60 to 1.50. Can't ask any more than that.
Face off to the left of Casey. Konstantinov and Fetisov are parked at the blue line. It didn't matter as the Blues won the draw. It's flipped into the center ice area. Corson and Gretzky went after it. But it's the Red Wings. Larionov seen Kozlov coming in. Right in on goal. And the backhander slipped away by Casey's stick. Fetisov poked it into the side of the net. Blues having to contend with the forechecking Red Wings again. And it's Larionov controlling it. Shot from the line, booted out. Right in front of the net, though. Another shot will be deflected by McInnes. And went into the crowd as Fedorov came for the net and let it rip.
Well, when the series started, we mentioned what we thought St. Louis had to do to have any chance of being successful. And if you remember in Game 1, here's what I thought they had to do. Casey had to be excellent, and he has when they've won. The power play must produce, and it did after a bit of a slow start. The big three had to show up offensively. Corson has every game. Hull and Gretzky in the last 2. And they had to play smart physical hockey, and they really did that in Game 4 against the smaller wing forwards.
Coffey from the blue line. Couldn't put it by McTavish. And he just did get it across the line. Cardinal side stepping ahead coming from Bergevin. Draper lost it against McTavish. And now Cardinal back into the corner for McTavish, but he's tied up. Ian Draper continue to fight for it on the boards. Andy Van Hellemond coming in, Hollers to try to move it, and they're trying their best. It's still along the boards. Great battle by McTavish, who's knocked down now by Draper. Crowd love it. And the Red Wings moving up. Bergevin gets in, gets set. The shot off Casey. Big rebound at the side of the net. Draper went in there. Skates in on Kravchuk and gave him a light bump. Puck is frozen on the boards. They hold it with her skates. Draper knocked down. Puck loose. Cardinal had to move on his man. Hit him hard. That was Rouse who took it. Right in front of the net. Casey out. Picked the right pad out and made a big stop. Cleared away by St. Louis. Blues just hanging on in there. I'll tell you, the Red Wings a completely different team than the one we saw the other night in St. Louis. But it's 1-0 Blues.
The time has come to show the world all that we have learned, to understand and champion this chance that we have earned. Our lives are filled with dedication to bring honor to our nation. Our goals rise higher and higher. Our hearts beat faster, spirits stronger. Look at us now.
this game. They're trying to stand up to the Blues physically. They've done a nice job on Gretzky and Hull, not Corson. I thought they played too defensively in Game 4 and it ended up burning them.
Face-off comes to the left of Casey. Yzerman is ready for it. So is Corson. Yzerman has been pretty sharp winning these face-offs. And right off the bat, a shot by Rouse. But it didn't get all the way through. And the Blues get it out again. They are leading 1-0 as Primo comes in. Trying to pass it over in front. Nice play by McInnes. And now Hull leaves it for McInnes. Coming up, Corson right there with him. And his shot in wide of the net. Yzerman back checking, was there to pick it up, and Rouse whipped it away from the net area. Barron and McInnes. Barron is checked. Quick pass, tipped away at center ice. Red Wings in control again. Lidstrom made it out over the line. They lost it. Hudson nearly got in, but Lidstrom covered up in time for Detroit. Bob Rouse. Long pass that Anderson saw coming. He checked the man, the intended receiver, and now it's Gretzky. Just shot it in. Osgood can't play. Had a notion to come out, but he had to move back quickly. Himalev went in and drove his man into the boards. Red Wings continue on. Konstantinov set up. Kozlov took the shot. Is he ready for it? And another. He stopped that. All the way back to the line and out over. Benilov turns back. Fetisov steps in. Can't get a shot though. Pronger took his measure. Himalev late getting to it. Blues pick it up in their own zone, but the Red Wings continue to send two in deep. Right behind you. Tough for him to move it out. Get it up across center. Pronger shoots it in on the net. Osgood leaving it for Konstantinov. Fetisov turning. Ahead to Brown. To center. And that's right on for Casey. That's no problem though. 7 minutes left in the opening period and the Blues come up to center. Noonan overskates it. Cardinal followed it, put on the brakes, put a pass in, and Noonan can't handle it cleanly to get a shot. Tossed it in back of the goal. Creighton takes over. Creighton slipped it in back of the net. Bergman was expecting that, but he overskates it, and Draper shot it the other way for a point. He can't get it out. Creighton doing great work on this shot. Back to the line. Here's a chance for Barron, and Osgood coming out to cut the angle. Took the shot away from Murray Barron, and he holds on to it.
Scotty Bowman trying to stop his players from yapping at referee Andy Van Helleman. Now, Bowman knows Van Helleman as well as anyone. You get nowhere with Andy by getting on him when he doesn't call penalties. A good idea and a good move by Bowman. I always used to say, let me get the penalties from the bench. Brett Hull, who's not known for his body checking or his alert defensive play, he takes care of the pitching defenseman Bob Roush. And if you're going to win, look at the statistics this guy chalks up. If you're going to win in the playoff spot, you got to do things you wouldn't normally do.
Blues shot from the line, dribble in wide of the net. Osgood going down. Tavish stopping Kozlov the first time. Now it's played to Fetisov to center. In comes Kozlov. Going near the net with a shot. The Red Wings are on the rebound off the boards though. McTavish missed his man. Now he chases the puck and got it ahead but not out. Fedorov turning from McTavish. Konstantinov's shot is blocked. And cleared out of the zone. A twist. The Russian unit trying to get it going for Scotty Bowman now. 1-0 St. Louis. Fetisov backs up. Lost it to Gretzky. He moved it in. Himalev trying to catch up. Gretzky around the net. Shoots. Rebound. Cleared away. Not out though. Barron moving up. Barron lost that chance. Kozlov turning. The unit, as they call them, were in between the two blue lines, trying to set something up, and the play was broken. Gretzky nearly got a break. Yzerman went in offside. Gretzky poked that puck too far ahead of him, of course, when he was checking his man, and then couldn't catch up to get to the net.
Well, Gretzky, who's got the great imagination offensively, and when he applies himself, that same imagination shows through defensively. He intercepted the pass by Fetisov. As you see, Bobby can't catch up to the puck. This play goes, so he comes up with a new one. The second one nearly scored. Leach couldn't find the rebound.
Rouse shoots it in from center ice. 1-0. St. Louis leading with 5 minutes left of the period. Corson checked at center. Yzerman turns it back for Detroit. Coming along the boards. McInnes caught him. But then McInnes fell. Yzerman keeps going after the puck. Primo is with him. Yzerman takes it, looks around, shoots it at the net. It hit a leg. Slapped back to the goal, and Hull went back there. Tried to clear it up on the boards, not out. Rouse kept it in. It's McCarty for Detroit. He's hit by Barron. Gets loose from him, though. Put it out in front of the net, and McInnes whipped it away from Yzerman. Finally, it's out over the line. Rouse played it back. Took a hit from Hudson as he did. Lidstrom moving in. Lidstrom's pass goes back to the goal. Casey away out of the net. Through the crease, though, and not out. Detroit keep the heat on. 4 minutes left in the period. Draper shot it in back of the net. Corson trying to hit his man on the boards. Knocked it loose. Comes out in front of the net. Loose puck. Casey down. They bang away at it. The whistle is gone, I'm sure. The red light is on. The fans are standing. And I'm sure that play was whistled dead. I think. Look at Andy talking to Casey.
Martin Lapointe, number 20 for the Red Wings, looked like he was digging a 3-foot ditch trying to get the puck from underneath John Casey. He finally got it. I think somebody did and put it in, but as you said, Bob, well after Andy Van Hellemond blew the whistle, and these 20,000 some odd Red Wing fans at Joe Louis Arena, I think they know what's coming, but they're going to find out for sure. Here it is right here. Look at this. He's down a foot, 2 feet. He's got to watch for the gas lines on that last one. And you can see Van Hellemond is going to wave this off without any question at all.
It's a good sign for the Blues when you see all Red Wings talking to the referee now. So that's not a goal. Play was whistled dead.
Here it is here. Now the referee blows the whistle when he can't see the puck. And he can't see it now. And Lapointe keeps digging at it. And finally, Casey knocked it in. But a second or two after the whistle went.
Casey started to get up when he heard the whistle. Then it was loose. Then it went in. But no goal.
I'm gonna have to go to the human world. They're gonna need my help.
From the world of the imagination to the world of reality, the never-ending story returns as the creatures of Fantasia come to Earth.
The Nasties must have the never-ending story.
Maybe we could make a few things happen to him.
Free Willy's Jason James Richter stars in an incredible new adventure.
What are we waiting for?
The Never-Ending Story 3, Escape from Fantasia.
Starts Friday, May 17th at a theater near you.
You can't stop the rain, but you can help stop water spots with new Vision Auto Polish from Turtle Wax. Watch. Thousands of gallons of water flood this car's finish. But new water-repellent chemistry from Turtle Wax with 3M technology lets Vision sheet water right off before it can spot, leaving nothing but a long-lasting, brilliant shine. Help stop water spots before they start with new Vision Auto Polish from Turtle Wax.
Of course, we welcome you back to the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. And a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers tuned in to hockey today. Thelma in Port McNichol, Ontario, special mother today. Mike said he'd like to be there with you, Mom, but he's a little busy this afternoon. So happy Mother's Day. Paul. Give away to Fetisov, but Hall got a piece of him and tied him up. Here's Gretzky again, but that's just offside at the Detroit line. Here's Scott Oak.
All right, Bob, Mark Howe phoned his mother today, and he got Colleen's answering machine. I don't know what to make of that, but Mark called his distinguished playing career closed here last season. Mark, you're still close enough to this team, though, to give us your take on how this has become a series.
Well, I don't know. It's great for hockey. Unfortunate for the Red Wings, but the way I'm looking at it is it's the real first test of the team's character. That it's a real big important spot for them, and I'm waiting to see how they come through, and I think they will.
You agree then all the pressure's on the Wings to win this game, lest they go down 3-2?
Oh, I think so. And I think if we can get everybody to play the way that Steve Eisman's played the last couple games, I don't think we'll have a problem. But we have to get all 20 guys playing. We can't win with 10.
All right, Mark, thanks for your time. Bob?
Interesting point Mark makes when he talks about maybe the pressure has shifted now to Detroit. So far, it doesn't look like it. They're free and easy and skating hard and playing the good part of this period inside the Blues line. But they're down 1-0 on the only goal. Paul got it at 5:15 from Himmelab and Gretzky. 3:15 left in the period. Shot from Lidstrom at the blue line. And that's stopped by Casey. Barry kicked it loose. Then tries to dig it out as it goes back to the boards. Himmelab has his skate on it. Now it's loose again, kept in by Lidstrom. They center it, but Pronger had a lot of time just to look down the ice and roll it all the way down the ice.
Pretty good curler, that Pronger, with that
good
move.
weight, I was about to say. Right to the line. That's Rouse. Stick handling in. Red Wings were changing. He tried to stall for time till they got back on. And they did a pretty good job of it, but now this play goes offside at the Blues line.
Canadian Tire has great prices on everything you need. Plus, earn Canadian Tire money with every cash purchase of merchandise. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices made better.
Bob Cole and Harry Neal with Scott Oak and the Hockey Night in Canada crew. And it's nice to have you aboard today here at the Joe Louis Arena for Game 5 of the series tied at 2. St. Louis winning at home, Detroit winning here in the first two. 2:15 left in the opening period. Larionov stopped by Courtnall and he shoots it in. Osgood stepping out. Make sure the puck is nice and steady for Konstantinov. And now he starts Kozlov. He was bumped. Fedorov keeps going. Took it away from Courtnall. Back of the net, and Courtnall waited for the pass in front. Couldn't get it out though. Konstantinov shot, and that is blocked. Fedorov put it in front. Now here to drive. Casey picked it out. Newman brings it to center. Rolled it ahead. Courtnall is hit hard. Corson is sent flying. The Wings start to hit now. The crowd is roaring as the Wings come in. Shot goes up high over the net. Coffey will stop it. No, he won't. He missed it. Goes down the ice. Minute 20 left in the opening period. Started in a rush, and it looks like it's going to end in a rush. It's been a great period. Most of the time, there's a penalty coming up against Detroit. When they get the puck, now they have it, and here's the call. Another power play coming for the St. Louis Blues. 1:06 left in the period. Dino Ciccarelli is gone.
Well, the Red Wings have to be careful that their emotions don't get carried away here, and they're taking penalties. They have dominated speed. They've dominated in chances. They've had more shots. They are more energetic. They've forechecked well. They've had a territorial advantage, but the score's 1-0 St. Louis. Here's Draper giving Gretzky a little bit of a shot, and Gretzky gives him a little bit of an oratorical comment back. But here's the best hit of the night. As you can see, Jeff Courtnall coming across, and Fedorov gets that hip out there and sends Courtnall into orbit.
The shots with 1:06 left in the period. Detroit 13, St. Louis 4. It's been that way. But the Blues have been pretty good in the slot area, making sure nobody is getting a good, clean drive, that Casey.
The other thing they've done very well here in the first period, they've done a nice job making sure the Detroit point men don't come in off the blue line or get too many shots.
Power play now, St. Louis. It's wrapped in by McInnes. Played back to McInnes, a chance. Shot from there by Pronger, didn't get through. McInnes might drive it. No, he won't. He gives it to Hall. Back of the net is Gretzky. Stand on the pass attempt. Took a hit. And they get it out and down the ice. McInnes stepping up with 30 seconds left in the period. McInnes stalled at the blue line, had to shoot it in, and everybody had to stop. But McInnes keeps it in. Yzerman couldn't stop it. It was a high pass along the boards. Pronger again. Rolled it ahead. Hall. Pronger stopped it at the line. Now McInnes winding up. Here he comes. Stop. Rebound. And clear out of the zone. And the period comes to a close with the Blues getting the only goal back at 5:15.
Well, this is a real test for the poise and patience and confidence of the Red Wings. They outplayed the Blues, but they're down 1-0. Can they keep it up? If they can, they'll win.
Himalev and Gretzky. Gretzky feeding it into Hall on the doorstep, and he made it 1-0 St. Louis after one period. Here's Ron.
Panthers have fill off a big penalty and have kept it scoreless in the first period at the Core State Spectrum. Let's go to Don Whitman and John Garrett.
Well, Ron, in the first period, Paul Law
to give us your hunch.
Glenn Anderson has not been a factor in this series, only got an assist so far. I'm looking for him to score that big goal. He's got a penchant to do it.
And how about Chris Osgood? What's he thinking in the room right now?
You know, goalies have a system when they get scored in the first shot. They break the period down into 5-minute segments. When that first 5-minute segment ends, they start off with a clean slate.
Now, when Rudy does that, you do that, and Chris Osgood's trying to do it to get his Red Wings back in it in the second period, which is next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Bob Berry, an obvious question. How tough is it to have outplayed the Blues but be trailing 1-0?
Well, it's still a little frustrating, but can't let that get to you. I think we're carrying the play, and we still have a lot of time left in this game. So if we can carry like we did in the first, we feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I know that's the party line, but surely to goodness, there's got to be an air of tension in that room that was not there 3 games ago.
Well, that's to be expected, you know, whenever you're 2-2, you know, it's a critical game this game. We're on our home ice, and I still have a lot of confidence in our play, and once we get our power play on the ice, I think you know, that might be the first one.
And here we are back at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. And Andy Van Hellemond standing there at center ice, ready to get period 2 underway. 54 seconds left in the Detroit penalty to Dino Ciccarelli. 1-0 St. Louis. Konstantinov booms along one end. Blues pick it up and get organized. Gretzky is on the right as Corson brings it in. Corson is upended by Konstantinov. And a puck cleared down the ice, and Casey will have to leave the net. Brown was up there. Pronger steps up over the line and shot it on the boards and tried to go in to chase it. But Konstantinov was there. And again, the Red Wings clear it to center. Gretzky gloved it down. Turned it back quickly. Hull takes the shot. Rebound to Courtnall. He's stripped of the puck, and it's stopped by Pronger at the blue line. He had to tap it up on the boards. In his center, there is Gretzky on it. Gretzky looking back to the line and goes in to the side of the net. It was intercepted and cleared, and the puck was high at the Detroit bench. And Ciccarelli was out of the box and thought he had a break.
Well, Scotty Bowman, who was selected by the Sporting News as the NHL Coach of the Year, a well-deserved honor, and one that I think he'll repeat in a few weeks when the NHL pass their awards out. 62 wins, 131 points. The coach is in on that. You know that? Konstantinov has thrown one good check, and he throws another one tonight. You think you're by him, and out comes that rear end, and you're not.
And the face-off will come inside the Detroit line. There the puck left. Heading for the bench. Huddy winds up. Easy save for Osgood. Barron stopped it near center and shot it back in. The Blues clear the zone. Yzerman had to go back deep with it. Red Wings were trapped with the young checking Blues and to shoot it out. McCarty gets a shot. Big rebound! Casey down. He saw it in time. Huddy didn't know where it was as he turned away from it. The puck was loose for what seemed like an eternity.
Well, that was a nasty little rebound that John Casey gave up on a bad angle, fairly long shot by McCarty over here nearly against the boards. And the rebound was too fat, and it went right past Charlie Huddy. And before he got turned around, Yzerman had 2 shots at it, but Casey had it covered. Soft pads, the goalie can't give those kind of bonuses to these kinds of players and get away with it. And John hasn't for most part in the last 2 games for sure.
And of all people standing there, Steve Yzerman, but it's still 1-0 St. Louis. Himmelev takes his time getting to center and flips it in. Bergevin coming on the boards. Red Wings, 3 of them. Can't pick it up to keep going. Bergevin is going to try it again. Red Wings circle back. It's lifted away to center ice. Knocked down by Himmelev. And he wraps it back in. The Blues want to change the line. Gretzky picked it up back of the net. And he's tied up. And it's cleared out by Yzerman. Kravchuk is trying to get back ahead of Primo. He has to get back on side anyway. And the Blues come out. Corson took a swing at it and missed it. Larionov for Detroit. Oka pass ahead to Kozlov. Kozlov shot off the arm of Casey. Kozlov hit hard. Fedorov keeps it in. Kozlov back on his feet. Centered it. Gretzky got back. He'll go around the net, swinging away from Kozlov. Gretzky's pass. It is cleared by Pronger back to Gretzky. Gretzky back pass. In goes Hull. Sharp angle for him. Shot it anyway. Comes to Gretzky. Gretzky feeds it in front of the net. And the Red Wings can't get by Gretzky there at the line. Kept in. Now it's floating out over the line to the center ice area. Barron brought it back in, but Hull was trapped on the offside.
Well, Wayne Gretzky certainly in Game 4 and again here in Game 5. Bob has had the puck many more times and kept it much longer than he did in the first 3 games of the series. So he's got a little bit of snap back in his game. He's already got a goal and a big one to win Game 4. He made a great pass to get the assist on the only goal in this game. And he's moving his feet. And as you say, you talked to him before the game, he had the old look in his eye.
You know, he did. And he said he was going to try to go out today and have some fun again.
Well, if Gretzky isn't having fun playing hockey the way he plays, nobody is.
Here's a chance for Detroit. Score! Draper ties the game.
In the rink today gets a bit of a lead on Murray Barron, and Barron can't cut him off. John Casey came out, cut the angle down, but then he broke down and gave Draper the opening between the legs. If John had stayed square to the shooter, which is easier said than done, Draper may have gone right past the goalie, but a big goal for the Wings, and they're back in it.
It was a 2-on-1, really, as you see it shaping up. Draper had the option, pass or shoot through the legs.
See, John Casey opened up after he got 12 or 15 feet out, and the puck went through his legs and among the 6 octopus that were thrown on the ice. The referee won't pick it up with his bare hands. And here comes the octopus caddy. They pick it up, bare hands or not.
The goal comes at 3:05. Draper's third of the playoff from Lidstrom and Rouse. So the two defensemen on the clearing play, and away goes Draper to beat John Casey. 1-1. So the Wings finally break through. Really, it wasn't from any sustained attack, but rather a break from center ice. And Barron couldn't get back. Not many would catch Draper freewheeling like that. Detroit has tied it. McInnes looking for a hole and finds it. Gets it up to Himalay. Over the line. Noonan. Bob Rouse knocked him down behind the net. Gretzky on the ice again. Kept it in. Centered it. Red Wings get two away. LaPointe through the pass ahead. Here comes Fedorov. A high shot knocked down. And back for St. Louis. Pronger's pass. In behind Corson and Kravchuk. Gretzky giving chase. Puck cleared away by Bergevin. Got it up to center. Gretzky bumped by Coffey and gloved by Osgood. And the Detroit goalie will hang on. And the faceoff will come in that zone.
How to speak Australian. Fertilizer. Beer. Foster's. Australian for beer. How to speak Australian. Remote control. Beer. Foster's. Australian for beer.
Once a reporter described me as Danny DeVito on steroids.
Mickey! What? Start the clock!
When you care about the school and the school spirit, the school's a better place, it's a better community.
We rock, and we love Mr. Number Eve. One, Mr. Eve. Yeah. We love you, Eve.
It makes all the students get into school spirit.
Watch Personal Best, Saturdays on CBC. Brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, Corel, and Advantage.
The last two Red Wings to score in this series, 99 minutes and a few seconds ago, Steve Yzerman scored. Not very long ago, Draper scored. That's a long time to hold the Detroit Red Wings, who scored 325 goals off the board.
Cardinal and Gretzky on the puck, deep in the Detroit zone, but the Red Wings pick it up and McCarty chops at it. It'll come to Casey, just wide of the net, so that'll be an icing call as the goaltender made the sign for Pronger to get back in a hurry, and he did.
Pronger gave the old treadmill act. His legs were going, but his body wasn't, and he was trying to stall off so the puck could go over the icing line, and he won the race. And it drew a tirade from the Detroit Red Wing bench.
Nearing the 5-minute mark of the second period, the Red Wings have tied it here in the second. Draper the goal at 3:05. McInnes, weak shot, gets in there to Osgood, but he was down and saw it all the way along the ice and held it.
Well, Al McInnes, when he got the puck off the faceoff that was won by Gretzky, danced into the middle of the rink on the blue line to try and get the puck on the net. You're going to see what I mean here. Darren McCarty takes that shot away, so McInnes, who's been around, makes sure he gets it through.
Puck is backed up along the boards. Primo can't move it out. Osgood had to give a hand out of the net to try and clear it up on the boards the other side, and Cornell stopped it for Barron. Ahead to Gretzky, he's tied up. Chopped in back of the net to Hall. Hall around the goal, can't get it out, and Coffey takes it. Slapped it, but McInnes will stop it. Put the shot in, deflected. Went up high on the glass, and the Red Wings now get it out to center. Barron missed it. Yzerman going for the net, no pass for him. Turning his Hall, dumped it ahead. Cardinal is up, Gretzky is with him. Cardinal gives it to Gretzky, shooting, and that hit a leg, comes right back in front. Another Casey. And Casey holds on.
To make this beauty look its best, I use Armor All Protectant on the vinyl and rubber. And for the paint, now there's Armor Plate Paint Protectant. It shines, protects, and really makes those colors pop. New Armor Plate. It's like Armor All for your paint. Nothing makes a car look hotter than shiny wheels. So I use Quicksilver Wheel Cleaner from Armor All. No scrubbing, just spray and rinse to get the brake dust and grime ordinary cleaners can leave behind. So every time you wash your car, use Quicksilver from Armor All.
Steve Yzerman's done everything. We all know the goals he scored. Here he gives Courtnall a hip check. Remember the shots he blocked in St. Louis in Game 4. Captain, the C for courageous.
From the face-off, Larionov didn't see the puck, and the Blues, Anderson, got it up to Pronger. He doesn't want to go in deep, so he just shot it in and backed up at the blue line. Fedorov coming out on Corson. One good move, and then a long pass to Kozlov. Larionov there with him. Kozlov back to the line and came out over. That's away offside. Konstantinov shot it anyway.
Well, probably a good idea by the wily Soviet veteran, because if you start fooling around with it and your guys are trapped in as deeply as the Red Wing teammates were, you may cough it up for an odd man rush again. So he'll take the face-off at the blue line, and the coaches can change lines, and there's no danger when the puck leaves the linesman's hand.
Fedorov and Larionov on the bench. Point on the right side now. Draper has scored the goal, and he's on for Detroit. Point got in front of the net, was upended. Himalev was upended by LaPointe. Long shot comes off the back of the net. Himalev got by Rouse by hanging on to it. Then feeding it off to Kravchuk. He had to turn back. LaPointe forechecking. The Blues spinning around in their own zone. Up to center, Himalev. Himalev left it there for Pronger, and again to center ice, and he dumps it in. Morrison is back of the net. Ian Anderson trying to come up with it. It is touched by the Detroit player, Draper, and they're ruling that.
Well, one St. Louis Blue defenseman that's really upped this game in this series is Kravchuk. 3 points in the last 3 games. He makes a nice play on Martin LaPointe to possibly save a goal there. And Himalev takes a shot. This guy, LaPointe's a feisty player, and he's coming off an injury and didn't play much in the month of March and the month of April, but he's played lately, and he's been a force.
Draper has tied the game for Detroit here in the second period. Got a goal back at 3:05 from Lidstrom and Rouse. We played 6:31 of the second period. Coffey decides to shoot it. Missed the net by 3 feet. Up high. Wide. Yzerman is back of the goal. Yzerman trying to get away from Barron. McTavish now trying to stop his man. Puck was centered, and Hudson was standing there. Hudson out with Leach. Hudson is decked at center. Leach backhands it into the Detroit zone and goes after it. Now he takes it and centers it. Red Wings cover in front of the net. There's Yzerman. Primo catching up. Yzerman hit the side of the net with a pass. McGinnis can't clear it out of the zone. Here's Yzerman again. This time Hudson banked it away. Close call for Detroit. 1-1 tie. Once again, Cicerelli goes in. He and Barron bump together. Penalty coming, though. And he's going to call Barron for interference. Cicerelli and Barron were bumping.
Your sports section has lots of great insight and statistics on the 1996 Dodge Stratus. Like its double wishbone suspension for superior road handling and traction. Or, for an extra measure of safety, its side impact beams. And for performance right out of the gate, an available V6 multi-valve engine. The 1996 Dodge Stratus for this great lease price, only at your local Chrysler dealer.
In an era when doctors don't make house calls and shopping is done in impersonal strip malls, why does John Deere have dealers that still deliver, that help you with parts and service, and answer questions on lawn care? Are we behind the times, or just prouder of the products we stand behind? To find out, why not ask your John Deere dealer? He's right where you need him.
Barron, a holding penalty. Detroit will get their first power play of the game.
Well, Dino Ciccarelli, who among other things is someone who draws penalties, and here's a good example of that right there. You know, the St. Louis Blues keep the Red Wings to 1 goal against in 100 minutes. One of the reasons is good defensive zone coverage. Find out who your man is, stay with your man after he's got the puck or after he passes it or moves without it. The Blues did it perfectly.
Scotty Bowman has always said he wants his power play and penalty killing somewhere over a total of 100 points. Explain that in a moment. Fetisov gives it to Larionov. Booted out by Casey. Larionov again, got it back to the line, and now Fetisov fanned on it. And the Blues are going to change. And what he meant by that was that you must be over 80% killing penalties and somewhere a little bit over 20 on the power play. While Detroit in this series is just under 20 on the power play, 18.8, 6 for 32. The Blues have been terrific killing penalties in this series, as you can tell. Out it goes again, a 1-1 tie, nearing the 9-minute mark of the second period. And again, it's intercepted by Corson and shot in deep. In the penalty, 50 seconds gone. Detroit trying to take the lead for the first time in the game, and Kozlov is moving up. Gets it up the boards with Larionov back to the line. Larionov again. Shoots. Big rebound cleared by Hall. Coffee on the ice. Larionov is going off. So is Kozlov. Ciccarelli is on. He'll go to the net if Detroit can get it in there. And in they come. Primo. Ciccarelli right in front of the net. He was bumped and knocked down in there. Another shot from the other side is wide of the goal. Blues get it out. Up there is Hull. And he called him on the offside. The two skates just over center ice when he picked it up. And 30 seconds left in the St. Louis penalty. We have an update for you now. Here's Ron.
All right, Bob, I'm not even sure if it's Lindros that scores it, but it's a Flyer power play. Here's the Rocket. John LeClair's on the doorstep and may have tipped it. Svoboda fed it to Lindros. In any event, the first goal of the game belongs to the Flyers in the second of the Spectrum.
Well, one of the reasons why the St. Louis Blues didn't panic as much as other teams might have when they got down 2-0 is their playoff experience. And the king of playoff experience for St. Louis is Glenn Anderson, and he's inching ever so closely to Larry Robinson, who played a lifetime in the playoffs.
Nearing the halfway mark of the second period, we are in a saw-off so far, 1-1. It'll be a face-off inside the Blues line. 30 seconds left in the penalty to St. Louis. They'd love to win the draw here and get it out. They did, and they do. Down the ice again. 20 seconds left in the penalty as Coffey picks it up. Leaves it for Lidstrom. Yzerman coasting behind him. Now the Red Wings organize. They move it up slowly to Yzerman at center. Whip the pass in quickly. Primo going after it. Back of the net, Ciccarelli. Skates away from one check. Got it back to the line. The drive. Knocked down in front. Yzerman shot. Didn't reach the net. Penalty over. Yzerman coming after it in front of the goal. He's tied up. Barron out of the box and on the puck. Got it up to Kravchuk. The two defensemen on this rush. And it's backhanded in around the net. We're tied at 1. Red Wings tying it here in the second on the goal by Draper at 3:05. Hull scored the goal for St. Louis in the first period. On the attack again. Pass knocked down by Courtnall smartly. Hull didn't turn in time. He and Gretzky were going out there with one man back, and Hull didn't move on it. In front of the net, Gretzky covered up, couldn't get it out. Shot in back of the goal, where McInnes takes a quick look. He's caught. I got it again. Nearly lost it to a point. Cordnell comes back to give him a hand, and he got it up to center where Konstantinov was waiting. Wrapped back into the corner to the left of Casey. Chopping at it was Cordnell. He didn't see it. A point set it up. Pass gets in front and shot away. And all the way down to Osgood. Red Wings back as the Blues change them up. Cordnell bumped off the puck. So was Creighton. Kozlov near center ice. Creighton caught him. Pass got in there. Larionov giving chase, but Hudson whipped it out to center. Fedorov fed it back in. Kozlov on the backhand. Casey out cutting the angle. He made the stop with the pads. And it's shot away by St. Louis. It'll be an icing call. Larionov back. Icing called against St. Louis. 8:43 left in the second. We are tied here in Detroit, 1-1.
In traffic, things are moving pretty slowly. Stop and go southbound due to that construction. Let's face it, the weather's not helping out either with low visibility. And we've got traffic reduced to just one lane.
There's a car company which believes that a phone with a set of wheels has always been a terrific idea. That's why they created a customer communication center. So no matter what your automotive needs, all you have to do is call 1-800-GM-DRIVE. The company is General Motors.
It's 6:30 right here in the city, and it is
Time and money. Where does it go? Why not ask an investment professional why 9 million investors around the world put their trust in Fidelity Mutual Funds? Fidelity, to your investment professional, it's time.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is provided by Regal Capital Planners, nationwide independent financial planning services.
And on this Mother's Day in Detroit at the Joe Louis Arena, this is Bob Cole along with Harry Neal and Scott Oak and the Hockey Night in Canada crew, and we're happy to have you aboard. Coast to coast. Game 5, the Blues and the Wings. Series tied at 2, and this game tied at 1. 8:35 left to the second period. That is Yzerman turning on. The move again at the line, but here's Hudson coming up with Creighton. Creighton knocked it down. He's alone. Creighton stopped by Osgood. He had him beat, and Osgood got the paddle down. Wow, how about that? The crowd still shaking on that one. Creighton made all the right moves, except the last one. He didn't get it up. Osgood is getting the chant. The Wings undoubtedly will get a lift from that. It's an icing call against Detroit. Now, the crowd will stand on shore and salute this man. There they go.
Well, Creighton took a lovely pass. He batted it out of the air and walked in. And you're right, Bob, he didn't bear it. Here's the pass. This is a skilled move to get it. Goes to his left and then didn't bury it. Tried to slide it. And it cost him a goal because all Osgood had to offer was his goal stick. And that should never be enough when you got the time Creighton had.
Really, it was the desperation move. He was beaten and he knew it. And put the goal stick around. Just watch him now. Change the goal stick up around in almost a 360 fashion and stopped it. Great save. Great save. Still 1-1. Up comes Detroit. Larionov. Picked out by Casey. Konstantinov loves to shoot. This time it's blocked. Cleared right into the slot though. The Wings are on it. Kozlov! His shot hit escape. Larionov can't handle Cordnell. Fedorov tried to center it. That's blocked. He got it again. Got it out front of the net. And Gretzky couldn't clear it. Centered. Oh, right through the crease. Another shot. Blocked. Penalty coming up against St. Louis. As Osgood was racing away to the bench. Furious action around Casey.
Don't play around with high prices. Come to Canadian Tire, your summer sports headquarters, and save on a huge selection of top-name sports equipment.
They did everything but score on that last surge, and now Courtnall draws a holding penalty.
Well, Courtnall was, like many of his teammates, dancing around their own end, giving up all kinds of chances. He finally hauled Igor Larionov down, and for that gets a penalty. Here's the chance that right here that Kozlov had, and he was outweighted by Casey. And Kozlov had to try and pass it instead of shooting it.
The score is tied 1-1. Courtnall is in the box now. Detroit with their second power play. They managed just 2 shots on their first. And they control it on the draw. Yzerman fights his way through a crowd back to the net. Skips off to the corner where he was hit to the ice by Kravchuk. He gets back up. Puck is loose there, and he reaches in for it. Yzerman now leaves it for Cicerelli. Back to Yzerman. That does not work. Lidstrom feeding it ahead. Kravchuk got it out, hoping maybe McTavish would pick it up. But Fedorov is turning back in his own zone. Weaving his way to the line with Yzerman. Cicerelli, and they move in. Yzerman looking around, waiting for the open man to break. No break that time, and Corson will shoot it away. Gets it high, knocked down, and centered. Fedorov back in. Take the shot, dropped it. Here's the shot. Nowhere near the net. Shot by Yzerman. Kept in. Another drive. That one misses. Larionov going in there looking for it. Great pressure by Detroit. Fedorov again. Dumped it in front. And the Blues calmly standing there was Chris Pronger. And he cleared it. Blues are changing. Red Wings trying to catch him by shooting it in quickly. Casey stops it behind the net. But he kept it by Fedorov, but not for long. Rattled off the boards high and down the ice again. 30 seconds left in the penalty. All Coffey with McCarty. Back to Coffey. Here comes Anderson on him. Anderson steals it. 3 Red Wings are on him. And Primo bowled him over. McCarty takes the pass near center. Rolled it up to the line. The Blues. Anderson cleared it again. Penalty has 8 seconds left. And the Red Wings come up again. Over the line they go. Kozlov trying to get in. Lost control of it. It's back of the net. McCarty fell. Got back up. Rolled it to the line. Long shot. Stopped by Casey, and Kozlov in front of him. Thought he might have a stick on it. But Casey has it. That man, Casey.
John Casey's been brilliant, obviously, in the last game and this one. He makes a nice stop on a long shot right here. And Murray Barron makes sure that Kozlov can't get a stick on the ice to put the rebound in. So here we have the defenseman paying no attention to the shot. The shot's the goaltender's problem. I'm going to tie up the guy that may snap the rebound in. And we're starting to see, Bob, in this game, the speed advantage that I thought we'd see long before now that the Red Wings have on the Blues. But the St. Louis Blues are hanging in there and playing way better as this series wears on.
Hanging in there. They're tied 1-1 here in Game 5. What a hold of the series a win here would be for either Detroit or St. Louis. Best 2 of 3 now. Detroit winning here 2 games. The Blues there 2 games. Poked away by Hudson. Rolled in by Creighton. Onto the net. Chris Osgood again for Coffey. Shot it away. The Blues will dump it back in. 4:30 left in the second period now. The teams are at full strength. They're changing up quickly. And Twist got back to hook it all the way back to his defenseman. Now he'll skate with it. Didn't get too far with it. Shot ahead. Stopped by Primo. He drops it back to Coffey. Pass through the middle, and the Blues will control it again. Pronger. In his own zone, McCarty forechecking. A quick pass goes the length of the ice. Osgood has to play it with Leach hustling in after it. Bergevin got by Twist, but it went too high over the glass into the crowd down there. 3:53 left in the second period.
Let's compare car dealers with Canadian Tire. They have licensed trained technicians. We have licensed trained technicians. They have high-tech equipment. So do we. They have nationwide guarantees. We have nationwide guarantees. They have high prices. Okay, there is one thing they have that we don't. Canadian Tire. Everyday low prices, made better.
Jesse, look at the horses. Watch how they keep their heads still. Their feet barely touch the ground, like it's on fire.
This advice from his coach won Jesse Owens 4 gold medals in the 1936 Olympics. And while the training and preparation is a little different today, the spirit of Jesse Owens will be running in Donovan Bailey's shoes in Atlanta.
We have had a tremendous response from our crowd noise promotion from coast to coast in Canada, and the comments are marvelous. Keep them coming. There's the number you call, and in our second intermission we'll sample some more of your intelligent comments on the Stanley Cup playoffs. 96. Terrific participation. We love it. Chuck tried a shot, nearly fanned on it. Yamilev got in front of the net, was grabbed from behind. Corson is chasing it. Here's Anderson, back to the line, a long shot, nowhere near the goal. And the Red Wings are going to get the puck out. McCarty slipped it up to Primo. He and Yzerman come in. Yzerman, whoa, that shot. It's 20 feet high into the crowd. 3:30 left in the period.
Well, Steve Yzerman with 15.7 of them goals in the 96 playoffs. 9 of his 15 points he's earned here at Joe Louis Arena. He takes a little too long in getting this baby off, and Kravchuk sticks a stick out, deflects the puck into the seats. In this series, he has 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points to Yzerman. And Kravchuk, as he's got healthier, has got better. He wasn't much of a factor in the round 1 against the Leafs.
Detroit outshot St. Louis 13-5 in the first period and are out shooting them 11-6 in this second period. They have the only goal of the period so far. That by Draper at 3:05. That tied the game. All scored in the first for St. Louis. 3:15 left in the period. Red Wings fight for it on the boards. Yzerman got his stick on it, and he goes around the net, but it's hooked away from him. McCarty gave it to Primo out front. It's cleared away from him before any damage is done, and it shut down the ice. Blues just hang on as Primo came close. Again, Fedorov. He's warded off, can't move. At least not along the boards. He'll try it again. Slipped by him. McInnes. Light bump by Fedorov. Cardinal spinning around and can't find the puck. Fedorov does. But McInnes finds him and ties him up. Or tries to. They fight hard for it. Fedorov gets the puck away from McInnes. Casey. Who else? Sees it and hangs on to it.
St. Louis is still playing a dogmatic defensive game. I love their defensive zone coverage. This is a very difficult team to contain when they have the puck in your zone. They've got some great puck handlers. And Steve, Shane Corson is going to give you an example here in a minute. Now he takes the draw, but he's playing the wing. Now he knows his responsibility is Bob Rouse, who's up here on the board. And he's trusting his teammates instead of roaring in trying to help him.
Puck is lifted down the ice by Pronger. And again, Chris Osgood seeing Gretzky come in. He was the closest to him. So he decided, hold on.
Now we want to finish that little replay with Shane Corson doing a good job. It's not a hard job, but it's a thoughtful job. He knows his 2 teammates can handle the 2 wings. His man is Bob Rouse. And he remembers that and finally gets rewarded by chipping it out past the pitching Bob Rouse. Just a little thing, but the Detroit defensemen are dangerous on the point shot. Corson wouldn't allow Rouse to get involved.
Down to 2:13 left in the period. Primo and Gretzky square off on the straw. Gretzky wins it, kicks it loose, got it back in front, quick shot. Stopped by Osgood. That was unloaded by Brett Hall. As Gretzky fed it back to him. Hall back checking, can't stop the Red Wings from coming in, but held him up long enough to force the winger Kozlov to go offside.
Well, Brett Hall, who's been in a bit of a goal-scoring slump by his standards in these playoffs, although he has got the St. Louis blue goal today, he snapped one of those one-off. I mean, Mike Bossy, Phil Esposito, Brett Hall, Bobby Hall could all do this. The puck takes no time on the blade of his stick before it's on the net. And that would have been on the net and may have even gone in if it hadn't hit his teammate, Yuri Himmelov.
Heading for that top corner to the left of Osgood. And it hit his teammate Himmelov. Kravchuk gave it away. Kozlov can't penetrate the defense. Pronger tapped at it. That's all, and it doesn't get out. Konstantinov again. The shot is blocked by Gretzky, and he hooked it up there. One man back. Hall, can he beat him? On a bad angle. And Fetisov just rides into the ice. Konstantinov wants to skate out. Gretzky stopped it. He had to wait for Hall. He was slow coming back. Now he's going to get a shot. Gretzky scores! Hall to Gretzky and the top shelf again. And the Blues take a 2-1 lead. What a goal that was.
Well, the word has been, where's Gretzky and where's Hall? 20,000 fans at Joe Louis. Noah Now and Hudson, who will get an assist, who dropped the puck to Hall and then nearly got his head ripped off on a low check right here by Fetisov. But that gave Hull the chance to get it to Gretzky, and Gretzky, after Osgood goes down, makes no doubt about it. Gretzky got hit with a shoot-in earlier on the shift and didn't go off, and he's going down to get Bettman's autograph taken off his rear end.
That's the replay again of the goal. Made it look easy, didn't he? Hall and Hudson getting the assist. 18:46. The time of the goal, and the Blues take a 2-1 lead.
Well, Mike Hudson playing his first playoff game this year. He's got a bad neck, and that check, I'm sure, was a test as to whether he can continue. But when you see players who take that kind of a hit to give his teammate a chance, you got to like the way the Blues are breathing right now.
St. Louis shooting the puck in. Detroit back to pick it up. 1 minute left in the period. Red Wings have had their chances. The Blues not too many, but they've been clever when they have picked up a chance or two. To this point, 2. Hall and Gretzky. Now Coffey drives one. Casey the save. Here into the corner. Draper painted on the boards by Pronger. Comes out and Casey saw it. Knocked it behind the net again. Draper is on it. Draper trying to circle the goal. He goes down with a Blues defender. Crowd wanted a penalty call. The play comes out to Corson. 20 seconds left in the period. Corson dropped it. Noonan to Corson. Back to Noonan. He can't handle it. He was nailed. Red Wings get it out with 8 seconds remaining. They have a time to get in, but there's another heavy hit. And here's a shot. Casey the save. And the horn goes to end this period. And what a flurry of activity in the last 2 minutes of this period. Primo nailed at the Blues line. Well, after 2 periods, the Blues lead it 2-1.
Penalty, and Brian, you were in agreement.
No question about it. We're going to get a chance to have a look at it right here. He just flips the puck at Ed Jovanovski, and you know Hextall's a guy who can really wire it, but look at this. Boy, that really must have hurt Ed Jovanovski. That put him down 2 men, by the way.
And when Lindros did get the goal, if he did, it was right at the end of a 2-man advantage for Philadelphia, technically not with a 2-man plus. The other replays we want to show you are on VTR machine number 10, and if we could have that one now, we'll show you roll 10. There we go. Here's a couple of exchanges, yes.
Hextall's been brilliant in this game, but he's also been very fortunate. That time Stu Barnes had him beaten on the short side, just couldn't finish it off. That's all part of the Hextall persona, I think. He kind of sends messages. Later on, Ed Jovanovski off the pipe. Another good break for Ron Hextall, but a tremendous save on the rebound again. Hextall is a huge story in this series.
And the biggest play at Joe Louis Arena, there you see, and Dvorak comes right in with a great opportunity. On videotape replay machine number 14, we do have one highlight from Joe Louis Arena, and that involved Chris Osgood one-on-one with Adam Creighton.
Adam Creighton all alone on the breakaway, and you heard Harry talk about it. He should have buried this one. Good break for Osgood. But what is it about the St. Louis Blues? Detroit carries the play to them. They bend, but they do not break. And then, of course, Wayne Gretzky gets the go-ahead goal late in the period. It's a very impressive performance by the Blues.
And you have a hunch about Anderson. It appears Mike Keenan thinks it's going to be Jeff Courtnall. He played a ton in that second period. 2-1 at the end of 40 minutes of play in Detroit. And we'll continue with our story there on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
Harry Neal back at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. You see the score. The Blues are leading the Red Wings 2-1 after 2 periods. They've held these big 3, Harry.
Well, when you can keep the Detroit Red Wings to 1 goal in 5 playoff periods, you got to be happy with your goaltending, your defense core, and the defensive decisions by the forwards. Wayne Gretzky, only he can score these kinds of goals. He fights off Fedorov, takes a rolling pass and puts it in to make it 2-1 Blues.
A beautiful pass by Brett Hull. Everybody in the building, I think, including the goaltender Osgood, thought he might try a shot from that angle. He saw Gretzky at the last second, and Wayne had lots of time and made that terrific move to score. So we're underway for the 3rd period. St. Louis leading 2-1. Wings clearing it out. Kozlov is open, takes the pass. He goes in and drop it back, and Fedorov shot hit the outside of the post. Comes right back to him, and he kept it into the corner. Kozlov is bodied off the play. Gretzky got it back out. Konstantinov slams it in. The Red Wings trying to get an early start again to this period. But Gretzky is coming to center. Rolled it in. Himalev was turning. They are making changes as Detroit swings it back out. Konstantinov's lead pass is intercepted. Forcing Primo back. He lost it. Fetisov shot it back of his own net for Lidstrom. Up for Fetisov on this left side. Fetisov threw it up. Eiserman trying to get loose. Nice shot on the short side. Casey was not going to leave the post, and he caught it.
Well, John Casey is emerging as the hero in St. Louis. Grant Fuhrer was supposed to be playing in goal, and he played a lot of games like John's playing tonight. And the St. Louis Blues, win or lose this game, coming back from down 2-0 against a far superior team in the talent market. Give them credit. They've sucked it up, and they've come up with a gritty performance, every one of them.
Detroit out shooting St. Louis 26-13 over 2 periods. But the Blues have the lead by a goal here in Game 5. McTavish and Primo are a little upset with the linesman, I think. And the crowd a little upset, and Andy Van Hellemond comes in. Tapping McTavish out.
He's been tossed out a half a dozen times tonight, and that's not usual for McTavish.
Face off now to the left of the net, and they drop it in. It goes to Lidstrom. Shot right into Casey. So they'll do it again. Another face off in the blue zone.
Well, the Detroit Red Wings are doing a lot more things better tonight than they did in Game 4. One of them is going to the net. But the Blues hustle out. Corson gets right out to harass the point man. McTavish won't let the center go to the net. and Casey gets a pretty good look at what could have been a dangerous screenshot.
Only one game in this series was a blowout for any team. That was Detroit. Their 8-3 win in game 2 here at Joe Louis. Remember, 3-2 the first game, Detroit. And the Blues had a shot at winning that one. They didn't win till they got back home. Won in overtime, and then the 1-0 thriller the other night. Now they're a 1-goal lead again in the third period here in Detroit. The Red Wings shoot it up over the line. Primo is going for the net. The shot in there. Primo is on it. Comes out front with a shot, and Casey on the post again. Stopped it. It'll be Noonan with a chance to clear it. Gets it out quickly. However, this is going to be an icing call against St. Louis. Hull got the goal in the first to make it 1-0. Draper on a break down the left side. Lidstrom and Rouse assisted on that goal at 3:05 of the second. And then Gretzky, the beauty, at 8:46 from Hull and Hudson. Make that 18:46 late in the period when Gretzky scored the go-ahead goal. Wings on it. Fedorov took a shot. Casey stopped it, but there was a big rebound there. Now it's over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, Dino Ciccarelli, who I don't think has played as much in the last 2 games, perhaps he's got a minor injury. But one thing we do know, he'll be in front of the net when his teammates have the puck, and he's all alone behind Adam Creighton. And Casey and the St. Louis Blues were a little fortunate that Ciccarelli couldn't find the handle.
Gretzky tipped one at his own blue line, and it got down to the Detroit line. Chopping at it was Himalev. And again to Himalev. He's stopped by Brown. Ciccarelli couldn't get too far against Kravchuk. Blues checking a little more closely now. It's shot in over their line. A high one bounces down. The Blues smartly get it out. Gretzky is up there forechecking for St. Louis. Kravchuk left it. Hull shot it in. Gretzky is turning to go off. They change quickly again as we near the 3-minute mark of the third. Detroit trying to solve the checking of the St. Louis Blues. Casey saw that Connor was late getting back. It's Fedorov! Casey barely got back in time. Connor was very slow coming back, and Casey thought he should give some help. It was the right move, but it was cleared back of the net to the Detroit player. That was close.
When you don't want the night to end, you have to pace yourself.
Claire.
Maintain a positive attitude.
A tattoo. Nice black boots.
And be prepared for anything.
Get to know the DJ.
Very smooth, distinctly bald, Molson Dry.
This could be good.
The Olympic spirit. To strive. To soar. To face any challenge. It means so much more in real life. That's why Bell created the Spirit of Canada Fund to support programs that help develop, train, and show our children that in life, as in sport, anything is possible.
The way it came in, unless you've looked. Look what happens when you haven't looked and you don't do that.
Brown nearly got a goal for Detroit. But he didn't. It's still 2-1 St. Louis. Red Wings again carrying the play to the Blues to start this third period. Erie off the boards unmolested. Tried to set it up in front. He had a man open. But McTavish intercepted. And again, it's shot away to the Detroit zone. The Red Wings beat it up quickly. Coffey is turning it on. Coffey coming in. Coffey shot off the blocker of Casey. Thorson doesn't get there in time. Barron flipped it back in the net for McInnes. Now McInnes for St. Louis. Dumping it through center ice. It missed Corson. And Coffey backs up. Coffey's high pass. That'll come to the Blues line. McInnes took it on his skate to pull away from LaPointe. Got it up to Gretzky. Gretzky gets it over the line and had to shoot it to the far side. Himalev against Fetisov. Fetisov takes it, leaves it for Konstantinov. He is held on the boards. Fedorov coming back, lost it. Hull, quick shot blocked. Gretzky put it back in front. Himalev was covered though. And the Red Wings send 4 up to center. Fedorov gets up over the line. Stick handles around with it. Beating Hull, going to the other side. Konstantinov shooting. That went wide, comes back to the line. Kept it, Fetisov shot. That's into a crowd in front of Casey. Red Wings turn it on again. Now the Blues get it up to center. Larionov is back. Leaving it for Kozlov. The Russian unit on again. Konstantinov! Hauled down. And a penalty will be called against St. Louis as Konstantinov got through the defense and appeared to be in, but was hauled down. Power play coming up. Detroit.
We want to make it perfectly clear. You'll find guaranteed low prices at your Canadian Tire store every day. If you find a better price anywhere, we'll match it. Guaranteed.
A dive has been called by Van Helleman. That's a penalty on Detroit. Konstantinov. Wow.
I think he was hauled down, but Konstantinov decided it to make it look worse than it was, and he's going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty for diving.
The crowd is now just learning that's an unsportsmanlike conduct. In hockey jargon, that's a dive. So it's St. Louis with the power play. Their third of the game. They haven't scored on a power play and had but 2 shots. Well, what a break for the Blues now if they can grab one here. Hall lost control of it. Circles back. Pronger turns back. McInnes from center rattles it into the corner. Osgood couldn't stop it. It was like a bullet. The Red Wings hustle back. Rouse takes his man. Hull gets it back to Pronger. McInnes is open. McInnes passes off to Gretzky. On the outside. McInnes shooting. Knocked down. And Osgood can't find it. Hull found on it. One man back. Bob Rouse. Yzerman catching up. Shot by Rouse. Blocked by Casey. Yzerman gets away from a hit. Yzerman keeps it in. There goes Brown. The Blues get an enormous scoring chance. Hull fanned on it. Now it's in for Courtnall, dropping it to Gretzky. Couldn't get it back to Hull. Cleared down the ice. Out of the net. Casey turns it away. Got back in the net in time. Boy, some loose play by Casey. Coffey. He missed the goal. And Courtnall is up to Gretzky. Lost it at center. The Red Wings, who's got the power play. It looks like Detroit, but they're short-handed. And the crowd is into it. For sure. 30 seconds left in the penalty. It's the Blues with the man advantage. And it's a big roar here now at Joe Louis as McTavish brings it in. And it's called on the offside. What a penalty kill this is.
Well, we'll see if that's the inspiration the Red Wings need. The clock is becoming their enemy. 13:29 to go. And you know, by the way Game 4 went, St. Louis just stalled it off. But here's the chance you're talking about, Bob. Brett Hull grabs a loose puck right here. And then can't get the shot away before he's knocked down. And you know, he's put a few in from there before.
20 seconds left in the Detroit penalty. They've killed it off in spades for sure. Had a couple of pretty good scoring chances while doing it. The Blues come out. Pronger pick handles to center and shoots it in. 4 seconds left in the penalty. Konstantinov now back on the ice. They kill it off. Blues are leading 2-1 at the 7-minute mark of the third period. Great shoots it in. Osgood nearly miscued on that one. Lariano. Lidstrom. Primo is up front. Routes the other defenseman. Hit Courtnall. But the puck is in deep again. Kozlov takes it from the goaltender Osgood. Coming up with Lariano. Cutting for the net. The pass gets in. Konstantinov and Kozlov. And nobody can get the stick on it. Could knock it down. Fetisov ran into McInnes. Deep in the blue zone. Nearing the 8-minute mark of the third. This one is moving right along. It is 2-1 St. Louis in Game 5. The series at 2 apiece. It is Detroit. Fedorov reaching for it. Doesn't find it. Anderson checked in with Himalev and McTavish. Fetisov again. Leaving it for Brown. Up through the middle, a neat play. Cicerelli to Fedorov. Big rebound. And Barron will clear it for St. Louis to Himalev. He dumped it in and heads off to the Blues bench. Detroit back again. Fedorov's pass. Up through center is Cicerelli to the line. Shoots. Loved by Casey. Dives for it. And hangs on. 11:37 left in the third. 2-1. Blues.
Fill it up?
Yeah, and could you clean the windows, please?
No problem.
Thanks.
The windows in our new minivans are now bigger than ever before. 32% more in the windshield alone. Of course, how that makes you feel
Terrific.
depends entirely on your point of view.
I don't want Ching-Li to go through life like me and like my mother. This marriage is the best thing that could happen to her.
They took away the only thing she loved, her music.
But I don't want to marry you. I don't love you.
Against the backdrop of revolutionary China.
You don't understand. I cannot go back. You have no excuse. Now go to your room. I will not.
An epic story of one woman's defiance against tradition. A bride's tears. Tonight.
In this game this afternoon, we have 3 players who have led the NHL playoffs in scoring. Gretzky has made it a habit 6 times. Al McInnes when the Flames won in '89, and Sergei Fedorov last year.
McInnes on again for St. Louis. Gretzky and Hall. McTavish is on. He'll be the guy who'll be on for most of the playoffs for Mike Keenan, or face-offs now for Mike Keenan. He's against Fedorov on this one, and he wins it, kicked it loose, but it got back to Detroit at the line. Shot tipped in front of Casey and went wide of the net. The Blues do not get it out right away. Fedorov got in front. Hall racing forward. Just didn't get it out. But back in, Cicerelli had to scoot back on side. Now as he circled, he went in after his man. It's cleared to center. The Red Wings knock it down with a high stick right to Brown, and that stops the play.
Well, Wayne Gretzky has returned. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He disappeared for 4 or 5 games there. Was he sick? Was he hurt? Was he lacking in confidence? I don't know if all or any of those things happened to him. But he's reminding everyone in this rink, including 20 players in white uniforms, he's back.
He looks right today. Into it. He's been in on both St. Louis goals. Set up Hall. Scored from Hall. It's 2-1 St. Louis. And McInnes batted one down. Himalev can't play that. That's a glove pass. Looked like as if he'd wait for the Detroit player to move on it, but he decided to play it.
I talked to Mike Keenan before the game about this coming back to make it 2-2 in the series, and you know, he says it's living proof in the NHL when you're a severe underdog that equality of opportunity is an equal opportunity to prove unequal talents, and the Blues seem to be doing that now.
They're leading by a very slim margin. 1 goal. Long shot right into the midsection of Osgood. He's down to hold it. And we've just passed the 9-minute mark of the third period. Let's find out what's happening elsewhere. Here's Ron McLean.
Bob, thank you. At the Core State Spectrum, it's all even. How many big goals is Stu Barnes going to score in this series? Well, here's another one from Dave Lowry with a nice drop pass. And Shepard drew the other assist. That came 2:39 into the third period to tie it.
So another cliffhanger elsewhere today in Philadelphia. We've got one here too, Ron, in Detroit. Blues controlled it on that draw. Kravchuk shot, score! Kravchuk shot the puck along the ice, and it was tipped, maybe by Anderson. At any rate, it's a 3-1 St. Louis lead.
Well, Kravchuk made the play here by a lateral move as soon as he got the puck, and that gave him an alley to the net. I don't think he would have had it if he'd have shot it right away. No big wind-up as a slap shot, just a wrist shot, as you mentioned, Bob, that hit something. The Blues win the draw right back. Now watch this, he moves to his left. That gives him a chance, and it hit number 5, Lidstrom's skate, and changed direction and fooled Osgood. So Kravchuk will get the goal, and he's had a few big ones lately.
Right off Lidstrom, he's number 5. You watch his right skate. The shot along the ice, the right skate through the legs of Osgood. It is a 3-1 St. Louis lead. And the crowd here at Joe Louis is stunned with that. Casey very careful with that quick shot from the blue line. Loving it. Kravchuk, his second of the playoffs from Corson. And Anderson is the official we get at 9-11.
I just heard the announcement. They've given the goal to Himalev. Now, they may well change it when they see the replay that we had, but they just announced it as Himalev's goal, thinking maybe he tipped it in front. It's a St. Louis goal. We know that.
We know it's the third one of the game for the Blues. And the Red Wings have been held to 1. Nearing the halfway mark of the third period. Shot that whistled off the leg in front of Casey. The Blues can't get it out. LaPointe diving, kept it in for Draper. Draper, the speedster, after it. Shot it to the corner and chased it with Rouse stuffing it behind the net, and McInnes will take over for St. Louis. Clearing it ahead. It gets by everybody. Icing has been waved off this one. And Detroit come back. Rouse from his own zone. Gets up as far as center. It's wrapped in by Draper. They want to make changes. And again, Casey backhands it the other way around the net. 2 Red Wings were on it on the boards. And it's kept in. But now Pronger fired a hard one by Primo and got it out. Larionov and Primo get together. Larionov gets the zone. And the pass to Fetty's almost centered it. Shot!
Fetisov was in on it, and Kozlov, who was well behind the play, came late, and the puck squirted right out to him, and he made no mistake. Casey had no chance, and here where Kozlov's coming. He's not in on the rush because he knows his defenseman is there. So he's trailing it slowly, and the puck came right to him, and he one-timed it in. Casey was bothered by Fetisov, who had gone through the crease.
Number 8, Igor Mariano. Number 2, Vyacheslav Nikisov. Goal for
10:23 the time of that goal. Kozlov gets it. The Red Wings are within 1 and are coming in. Primo's backhander is stopped by Casey. And he hangs on to it just Just a minute 12 seconds after Kravchuk's goal, giving St. Louis a 3-1 lead. The Red Wings come back to score, and it's a one-goal game again, 3-2.
Well, when the Russian unit's out there, we've mentioned it a half a dozen times in this series, be careful of the defensemen either coming off the blue line or joining the rush. Fetisov did that, and he caused the traffic jam. And Kozlov, who was filling in for Fetisov because he realized he was on the rush, was rewarded with the puck in the slot and buried it.
Kozlov from Fedorov and Fetisov at 10:23. Kravchuk had scored on assist by Corson and Anderson at 9:11. And the Blues find themselves in a one-goal game again. Pronger will come up. Leaving it for Hull, and Gretzky is on the wing. Back to Hull, going in. Ripped the shot, and he missed the net. Right in front of the goal. Hull with lots of range. And he missed the goal with that shot. McTavish trying to get to it. He won't. 2-on-1. Coffey poked away by Pronger. Pronger and Coffey still look for it. It comes back in front. Here's a chance. Off the skate. He saw that come off the skate of Craig McTavish, and he moved quickly.
In my business, you never know when something's going to come up, which is why I rely on one thing for my allergies. The name is Claritin, non-drowsy Claritin. Would you excuse me for a moment?
The quick relief of Claritin lets you stay alert while fighting your allergy symptoms.
And besides, Claritin is recognized as being effective, and it's okay for pilots. Well then, gotta fly.
Take Claritin for your allergies. Don't drowse and drive.
The Volvo 850 Turbo. And the brand new BMW 328i. 0 to 60, anyone? How about a quarter mile? The ultimate driving machine outdone by a Volvo wagon. Is nothing sacred?
The crowd cheering here at Joe Louis in Detroit. It looked like curtains with a 3-1 lead for St. Louis, but they've come back very quickly. And in a minute, 12 seconds, they had a goal. It's 3-2. Rouse is high, shot, stop. Casey looks around. He claims somebody bumped him. Came off a stick, I think, and went flying over the glass. It's 3-2 St. Louis.
Here's an earlier chance. Craig McTavish, unspectacular but very effective, ties up the stick of Sergei Fedorov and probably took a goal away. Here's a better look at it here. McTavish comes back, won't let him put his stick down. And he'd have got a stick on that puck. McTavish worth his weight in gold to this blue team.
He's on there for this face-off again for St. Louis against Draper. He's been thrown out a lot, and he's thrown out again. Corson comes in. 8:33 left in the third period. 3-2, St. Louis leading. Puck goes back to the net for Pronger to move on it. Dumped it away on the board. Stopped at the line. Driven in by Bergevin. Tavish doesn't clear it. The Red Wings are at the penalty coming up against Detroit. Osgood is leaving the net. He thought the penalty is coming to St. Louis. Now, he might be right. We'll wait and see and tell you when we come back.
To make this beauty look its best, I use Armor All Protectant on the vinyl and rubber. And for the paint, now there's Armor Plate Paint Protectant. It shines, protects, and really makes those colors pop. New Armor Plate. It's like Armor All for your paint. Nobody knows protection like a quarterback. That's why I like Armor All Protectant. Test-proof Armor All blocks up to 4 times more of the sun's damaging UV rays than the #2 brand. So don't just shine your car, armor it with Armor All.
Indeed, it's a Detroit penalty. Osgood nearly left the net a little too early. Draper gets it for roughing.
Well, he's behind the net right here with Shane Corson in a race for the puck. And Pronger shows up, and then Draper gives a little facial massage and a takedown on Pronger, who never touched the puck. And the Blues have a power play.
And they are leading Detroit 3-2. Now, St. Louis needs a goal here. You get that feeling, the way the Red Wings are fighting back. It is center to Gretzky. To McInnes to Gretzky. Outside. Gretzky. Side of the net. Corson. Still outside. Gretzky. Back into the slot. McInnes drives it. Into the crowd it goes. Off Fedorov's stick. The Blues electing to pass it around outside. That's exactly what the Wings four-man box would like them to do.
But they keep getting it to number 2, Al McInnes. And he has one of the better point shots in the National League. And although he may not score on the shot, St. Louis has always got at least one player in front.
There's the spot where Fedorov was standing when it hit his stick. And here we go. Shot off the boards and out and down the ice. 7:35 remaining. Third period, 3-2 St. Louis. Blues come up. Hall had to back off at the blue line. Gretzky chopped it in to Corson. Hall is in front. The pass went behind him. Konstantinov getting out for Detroit. Got up the center and shot it in. Red Wings are changing penalty killers. McInnes' pass gets to Hall, and he ripped it in. Osgood couldn't stop it. Gretzky poked at it. Cleared to the line, but not out. Hall and Gretzky together. They get things crossed up, and the Red Wings do not get it by Hall. Gretzky right behind him. The puck got out, though, with 30 seconds left in the penalty. Hall again. Lost it. Pronger steps up to shoot it in behind the Detroit net. The Red Wings killing this one off. Shot down the ice. A little bit too far for Brown to touch it. Pronger. Brought it up for Noonan. Near center. Gretzky to the line. Feeding it in for Courtney. Cleared out by Detroit. Penalty is over now. Kozlov comes in. Made the big move. Larionov tried to go after it behind the net. Gretzky beat it to it. He's been on for quite some time now. Gretzky. And he rolls it ahead. He's trying to get off. Detroit move it up. Gretzky goes to the bench. Larionov comes in. Dropped it back. Kozlov rolled it in to the right side. Konstantinov whipped it through the crease. Fetisov played it in back of the goal. Cardinal racing forward. Kozlov there ahead of him. Took the hit from Cardinal. And Craig McTavish gets it up to Noonan. And he dumped it in. Under 6 minutes left in the third period. St. Louis 3. Detroit 2. Red Wings. Relentless attack again now. They've killed off the penalty and are starting to move it on against the Blues. Here they come again. Coffey missed a pass. Coming in. Gretzky. Short change for him. Pass. Shot. Blocked by Osgood. Pronger set up by Gretzky. Might have skated in another few feet. But he shot it and Osgood stopped it. Yzerman racing in for Detroit. He's on the left side and cutting for the net. Still has it. Lidstrom. He got the shot by the defenseman, Kravchuk. And he lifts it too high. Over the glass. Into the crowd under 5 minutes left in the third period. St. Louis Blues 3. Detroit Red Wings 2. Series tie.
In the wind and the rain, I found myself. Oh, I was never really lost. It took me this long to realize I was looking the wrong way. Unfortunately, our eyes look out at the world, not in at ourselves. So even though at this time I find myself on this road, or at least as many roads as there are people, and through the wind and the rain, the thunder roars. I am.
First, the news.
Before you begin your day, begin your morning with Bill Cameron and Normally McLeod.
Coming up, we're going to talk to one citizen.
Two-tier healthcare. It's not clear at this point.
The CBC Morning News. The facts, the figures, the details, the drama. More live coverage, more news, more newsmakers. Bill Cameron and Normally McLeod. The CBC Morning News tomorrow from 7 to 9.
Konstantinov blocked the shot by Pronger, and he's got his hand in a bucket of ice. Here's the old stop and turn play by Gretzky. Pronger comes in. There's the shot block.
And Noonan had to stop the shot from Coffey. He did, and cleared it down the ice. McTavish from the corner lost it. Fedorov picked it up, starting the Red Wings out again. Rink-wide pass is knocked down at center by Pronger. Coffey up across center to shoot it in. 4:30 left in the third. Fedorov tapped it back to Lidstrom. He put it up behind the net. Pronger had his man tied up. Coffey is in deep. Pinching in from the line. The shot by Fedorov. Rebound goes back to the goal. Off the net. Red Wings fight for it. Coffey gets it back. Eiserman. Fedorov with him. Continues with the Detroit player in front of the goal. Coffey knocked down and hurt. Red Wings look for a penalty.
Well, Coffey hasn't moved much since he got knocked down. There was no initial penalty call. But don't forget now, linesmen can call high-sticking penalties if that, in fact, is what happened to Paul Coffey. Andy Van Hellemond didn't see it, and so he couldn't call it. But did a linesman see it? If he did, he reports it. You can see Coffey's cut on the nose. And Detroit are lobbying hard for a penalty. Let's have a look at it. Now, there's Coffey coming up from behind the net. And I think it was Dino Ciccarelli's stick. Dino Ciccarelli's stick that hit Coffey, not Kravchuk. So it ends up being a good call. Dino felt that. He didn't know it was Paul. Here's another look. Coffey coming out from behind the net. And it's his stick, without question, that cuffs Paul Coffey in the top of the nose.
Coffey, as you see, has been cut. Ciccarelli doesn't know it, but it was his stick. And I'll tell you, the 20,000 fans here would love to see the replay, because they are on Andy Van Hellemond, and they have some company by the looks of it. But of course, with the cluster in front of the net, it's tough to see at all times exactly what happened. We saw it thanks to our director and producer in the truck. You at home picked it up, Ciccarelli's stick.
And there's Andy Van Hellemond explaining that to Barry Smith and explaining it to Scotty Bowman and the Red Wing players. And I'm sure one of the linesmen came in and told Andy that it was not any St. Louis Blues stick.
Well, they've solved it. We have just under 4 minutes left to play in the third period. The Blues leading the Red Wings 3-2. Hull in the first, Gretzky in the second, Kravchuk in the third, Draper and Kozlov, the Detroit scorers.
Well, Andy Van Hellemond talked on the phone to Dave Newell, the supervisor, and now he's coming over to the Detroit bench. Now, whether this is still the argument about whose stick hit Coffey, I can't believe that, but nevertheless, with 3:59 to go, Primo is still lobbying with the linesman. And there's the story with reference to shots on goal. It reminds you a lot of the game in St. Louis, where Detroit outshot St. Louis fairly badly, outchanced them. John Casey's been heroic. And again, the grit, the determination, and the work habit and the physical play of the Blues is the difference again.
And you just saw the shots in the game. Detroit, at this point in the third, out shooting St. Louis 12-5. They've been out shooting St. Louis all afternoon. 38-18 the total. And And we have 3:59 left. So the faceoff will come in the center ice area. Can the Blues hang on to another one? We'll see. Detroit. Fetisov at center, drills it in. He knows the Red Wings are going to pull out all the stops now and just pour in there. Himalev back to the net. Decides to reverse and go the other way and gets it up near the line. Hall had to reach for it. Fetisov beat him. Took a shot. It goes to Gretzky. He's off balance. But got on his pins to get up the center. And he dumps it in. Gretzky heads off. 3:30 left. Kozlov. He's been dangerous all night for Detroit. Afternoon, I should say. Larionov coming in. Dropped it. Kozlov this time had it hop over his stick. Now a giveaway. Took a shot. It goes to Gretzky. He's off balance. But got on his pins to get up the center. And he dumps it in. Gretzky heads off. 3:30 left. Kozlov. He's been dangerous all night for Detroit. Afternoon, I should say. Larionov coming in. Dropped it. Kozlov this time had it hop over his stick. Now a giveaway. Cardinal looking for a goal. And drilled it right up the net, and Osgood just held the fort and made the stick save. Shot back inside the Detroit line. Noonan missed it. Red Wings bring it in. McCarty left it on the boards. McCarty gets in front of the net. Loose puck is cleared out. Kravchuk, the defenseman, is moving up there. He's coming in with a shot. Oh, that was deflected and just missed the far corner. Point! Cleared back to center. 2:40 remaining in the third period. Roy, Coffey by McTavish. Got it up near center. Anderson took a bump from McCarty. In comes Himalev with a quick shot. A big rebound to Anderson. He put it in back of the net. 2:20 left to play. Third period. Blues by a goal. Detroit can't get it out. Anderson ran into his man and sent him flying. Lidstrom looks for a penalty. Now he goes in to get the puck and starts out. The two teams are making quick changes now. 2 minutes remaining in the third period. Detroit down a goal, trying to tie it up here. And they're offside. Coming in over the line was Fedorov. And offside call.
Well, Dino Ciccarelli got in early on Fedorov, who would have been able, Bob, I think, to waltz right to the net. But the Detroit Red Wings, again, their nemesis, as it has so often been in the playoffs. Brodeur last year, Casey this year so far, Herbe 2 years ago, Potvin 3 years ago. They just can't finish in the playoffs the way they finish in the season.
This is game 5. 3 of the 4 games in this series decided by just 1 goal. And this one will be also. 1:45 left in the third. Blues leading by 1 at this point. Shot ahead and out of the zone. Blues just try to protect that 1-goal lead again. They did that in game 4, winning 1-0. Can they do it again? Barron golfing at it. Dumped down the ice. And coming up on it is Hall. And Osgood out to cut the angle. Stopped Hall. 1:20 remaining for Red Wings on his rush. Fedorov dropping it. Yzerman on the puck and going back at the net to Fedorov. Hit the center of the net, got it again. And Casey stopped him. Here's a chance for Coffey. Coffey put it into the crowd. Goes the other way. Another shot. That's blocked. Pronger golfing at it. Osgood was trying to get out of the net. Losing it at center was Himalev. McTavish tied up his man. McTavish is dumped. Larionov on it. 45 seconds remaining. The Blues take it at center. Pronger dumps it in. 40 seconds left. The Blues lead by a goal here in game 5. It's Kozlov losing it. Got it back. And he's away. Coffey is there. They're standing here. Shot. Stop. Casey. And he hangs on to it. Hold your breath, folks. 28.3 seconds remaining in regulation time. The face-off will be deep in the blue zone. Chris Osgood, the goaltender, on the bench. There he is. Likely done for the night. Detroit hopes not. They'll want to tie it and send this one to overtime. Well, they have 28.3 seconds to do it. And here's the last time Casey had to make the save with the big crowd. It came up into his glove.
And Fedorov had two little up possibilities, both bad angle ones. Brett Hull had a better chance, and Osgood, who we haven't mentioned, but he's been strong tonight, not as busy, right out and not allowing Brett Hull to see any of the net.
The first two chances by Fedorov onto the pads, a timeout on short call here, onto the pads of Casey, and then the last chance, as you saw, into his glove, he held it, and Detroit will call the timeout here with 28.3 seconds left. This is tension at its greatest. Red Wings, the powerful Detroit Red Wings, winning the first two games in the series right here at Joe Louis, and the second one in great style, 8-3, remember? Then down to Missouri, and the Blues win 2 at home. The first in overtime, the second 1-0. Here we are, Game 5, 3-2, under 30 seconds left.
Well, as the playoff series go on and the rounds go by, trying hard really isn't enough for the key players and the ones that are paid 2 or 3 times as much as many of their teammates. It's their responsibility to their teammates to produce. In the NHL playoffs, it's not like a Sunday school picnic where you're trying hard to win the three-legged race. This is all you can ask for.
Seconds in this third period. The crowd tense. The goalie set. Osgood, I'm sure he's tense too. He's on the Detroit bench. Casey ready. McTavish hopes to stay in on this face-off against Primo, and he does. Tied up his man. Puck is underneath. Everybody. 2 players down. Play whistle dead again. 28.2 seconds left. Primo and McTavish had each other tied up superbly. One fell, the puck underneath, they get another whistle.
Well, the last of the helmetless dinosaurs. McTavish tied up Primo, and that's a big chore. Kept the puck in their feet, and here's a replay of the draw. This is determination, not a lot to do with skill, but a lot to do with heart.
Face off to the left of Casey again. Shot on! Oh, what a chance! Big save, rebound shot on, cleared away. And Coffey, 10 seconds left. Another shot doesn't reach the net. Blues are gonna win it. Empty net, just missed, but it's through the crease. They call it last minute of play, of course. Shot down the ice. 1.7 seconds remaining in regulation time. The Red Wings did everything but tie it.
What a chance for number 25 in white, McCarty, who somehow walked to the net without anybody getting in front of him. McInnes went into the face-off circle, and that gave McCarty lots of time and space to go to the net, and he was robbed by Casey as the puck came right across in front of the goal.
All right, 21 seconds left in this one. The 5th game, the series tied 2-2. And Mr. Keenan now, I'm sure, will want to rest everybody. And he's called a timeout with 2.1 seconds left in regulation. Blues lead 3-2. Gretzky goes to the bench. The big Red Wings are on. Primo, Yzerman, McCarty.
They've added more time, Bob. They had it at 1.7, then it went to 2.1, and now it's at 2.9.
So a little bit of grace for Detroit. Not much, but a little. You never know. Osgood, the goaltender, is on the bench. They'll have the 6 attackers. And Mr. Van Hellemond has checked it out. And there it is. They can go up there to establish correct time, right at the bottom. Number 7. Well, this is number 5 in a best-of-7 series. And the St. Louis Blues, underdogs, to say the least, coming in against the first-place Detroit Red Wings, have a chance here to win a face-off and go up a game in the best-of-7. Series tied at 2. This game 3-2 Blues, and this face-off won by McTavish, cleared away, horn goes, and the St. Louis Blues have defeated the Detroit Red Wings 3-2 here at the Joe Louis this afternoon. And the shots throughout the game, Detroit out shooting St. Louis, a total of 39-21, but mighty Casey and the Blues do it again.
3 straight wins by St. Louis after they were down 2-0. Unbelievable effort by St. Louis. Detroit gave it a royal shot today. They just could not beat John Casey. So they'll go back to St. Louis for game number 6, and the Red Wings, a thin piece of paper only, can fit between their rear ends and the wall.
Hall, Gretzky, and again the winning goal by Kravchuk. The scorers for the Blues. Let's now go to Ron McLean.
Bob, thank you there. The Molson 3 Stars in Detroit. Needless to say, John Casey, who faced 39 shots. Wayne Gretzky gets his second, and Vyacheslav Kozlov a threat all day for Detroit in a losing cause. The Blues lead the series 3-2. There's just over a couple of minutes, 2:24 in fact, I believe, now in the third period remaining, and it's 1-1. So let's go to the Spectrum with some reaction from Joe Louis Arena, where the Red Wings have fallen to the St. Louis Blues. 5-0 are the Blues in the Kiel Center in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we'll have a chance to go home and wrap it up. A quick thought on that, Brian?
Well, first of all, they're the only undefeated team at home, St. Louis, so far in the playoffs, so it's going to be a tough barn to go into for Detroit. But overall, St. Louis, I think it was just that experience factor. A lot of people were very surprised when Mike Keenan traded for Craig McTavish, gave up Dale Hawerchuk, but you saw how important he was down the stretch protecting a lead.
Just want to confirm, we going to Gretzky now? We are. Good. So you speak of experience. Can't get better than this. The Blues captain is standing by at Joe Louis Arena right now, so let's hear from him and Scott Oak. Scott?
This is the first interview that Wayne Gretzky's done in about a month in which he won't be asked about his health. But tell me this, how is it the oldest team in the NHL has been able to play better as this series has gone on?
Well, first of all, we got a great deal of pride in our locker room. I think that, you know, our players really understand what we're fighting for here. We're playing against probably the best team in the National Hockey League in the last 30 years in the regular season. So we knew we had our work cut out for us, and we prepared very hard for the series. Probably got a little bit away from our game plan in Game 2, but other than that, we've played very solid hockey throughout this series.
Wayne, Harry talked a lot about grit and physical play. Did that key this victory?
Well, I think we got some, you know, a little bit lucky. They played pretty good today and got some timely saves. Got a couple key plays in this game for our hockey club, but all in all, we're playing physical hockey. We're getting between 65 and 75 hits a game. Our big men, guys like Pronger and Barron and guys like that, of course, and they're really playing hard and physical, and we feel that that's the only way we can be successful against that talented hockey club.
Tell me about your goal, Wayne. You're on a streak here now in the last 2 games.
Well, it was a funny thing because I got hit with a slap shot. Before that, my leg was really sore, and I was just trying to kind of skate it off, and I went to the net. Brett's a great playmaker, and he gave me the puck, and I just threw it upstairs, up over top the goaltender. And, you know, as I said, in the Toronto series, I felt I played well and had a lot of chances. And, you know, you lose a little bit of confidence. It doesn't matter how many goals you score, you play with confidence, and I lost a little bit, and maybe I got it back now. I feel good.
Wayne, you got some press after the first 2 games here in Detroit that bothered you. I know it did. You don't have to confirm that, but were you motivated at all to show those people who were so quick to say that you're done, that you can still play?
Well, first of all, I got a lot of allies. I got a lot of people that really back me and are behind me, but there's always people that want to jump on the wagon real quickly and knock you when you're down. And, you know, those kind of things kind of motivate me and push me. You know, it's easy to lie over and sulk about it and, you know, lie down about it, but it's a lot harder to stand up and answer the bell and go back out there and show people and do the best you can. And, you know, I got a lot of good friends and teammates who stuck with me, and, you know, I feel fortunate. I feel like I got a lot of hockey left in me. I feel good out there. Playing with Brett, I'm enjoying myself.
Wayne, thanks for your time. Congratulations. And so, Ron, the Blues have the Wings on the ropes. Back to you.
Who'd have thought it, Scott? 3-2 is the final at Joe Louis Arena. The St. Louis Blues defeat the Red Wings by a goal, and we're all even in Philly, and we'll continue the story on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
You have to have great goaltending, which we're getting right now with John Casey, and great defense, and that's what we relied on for the last 2 games in St. Louis, and today I thought we sat back just a little bit too much, but John Casey was the difference.
You're badly outshot by the Wings again today, but was your defensive zone coverage the difference in the game?
Well, we protected our goal pretty well. They had a lot of outside shots, and John was equal to those, and we felt if we can keep them away from the net, those slot shots that they end up getting the second goal on with the type of goals that were going to hurt us.
How good do you feel for Wayne Gretzky and the way he's played in the last 2 games?
Well, I'm really happy for him. He was in on the first 2 goals here tonight, and then, of course, the big goal last game, and I'm happy for Wayne. He deserves a lot of credit, and I'm pleased for him just for the internal disappointment that he's had.
What a chance you have now. You can finish the Wings at the Kiel Center in the next game. You're unbeaten on home ice this playoffs. How inviting is that prospect?
We have a lot of work ahead of us. This is a real tough hockey club we're playing, a very proud franchise and a proud team with a great year. And we'll have to be really ready for the next game to play well again defensively in particular.
Thanks for your time, Mike.
Thank you.
Ron, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Scott. Scotty Bowman, of course, has to be just livid that his team has got so many opportunities and hasn't been able to generate the thrust.
You know, you got the sense that Detroit didn't really bring that emotion into their game until they got behind, and then St. Louis did a great job of shutting them down, but basically they ran out of time at the end of the game. Well, you could see him grinding on the bench, thinking, nobody brighter than this guy, and we spoke to him about the big guns, and others asked questions.
You never know. I mean, we still have a game in there to play. Yeah, in the first 6 games, we'd like to have more production, but, you know, we've played well this year. I think we can go in there and play a good game.
Why have they been shut down, in your opinion?
Why? If anybody knew the answer, we'd buy it off you, you know.
Are you surprised at all by Casey's play?
No, I know he did it in 91, you know. But you never know. There's still life because, you know, he did it. He was playing like gangbusters, and then the last 2 games in Pittsburgh, when we played with Pittsburgh, we were able to score, I think, 5 and 8 goals on him in 91. You never can tell. You just got to.
There was Scotty Bowman following the game. A lot of the line of questioning had to do with conflab toward the end when Dino Ciccarelli's stick actually cut Paul Coffey. I really think Andy Van Helleman's call on Vladimir Konstantinov for diving was sensational, and it's almost like in 1980 when he called Jimmy Watson for holding in overtime, and the New York Islanders got an OT winner. This call may be remembered as much for that, and I know Detroit fans will be livid because that was that, and Draper got a call, and the roughing might have been, but Pronger and Courtnall, the 2 penalties in the second period, I think that's a soft. So I liked it. What do you think?
I liked it too because there was no question that Konstantinov was trying to draw the penalty, no question that he embellished it, and I think it's important for the referees because they are taking an awful lot of heat in the playoffs to really stand their ground, and no one better than Andy Van Helleman to do that.
Yeah, he was sensational. Let's go to Joe Louis Arena, and there's Bob Cole and Harry Neal, and fellas, you've had about 5 minutes to digest all of what's happened here. Who wants to start with some reaction?
Well, I'd like to tell you 2 people that we agree with your assessment of Andy Van Helleman today. I think he allowed that game to be itself, and it was another great game, another 1-goal game. By the way, the winning goal, according to the official scorer here at Joe Louis, has been awarded to Himilev, not Kravchuk. Kravchuk got an assist. He took the shot. There it is from the blue line. The official score says it hit Himilev's skate. Anyway, that's his word, and we'll take it. Another 1-goal victory for St. Louis. Harry, they've been great defensively.
John Casey, he's the king of St. Louis now, and if he plays the way he has in the last 2 games, the St. Louis Blues, can you imagine, can knock off a team that got 131 points this year and 62 wins. Right. Those goalies are a pain in the rear end.
Yes, well, the St. Louis Blues are on the verge of winning this series now. Who would have thought that a little while ago? But right. Game 6 next week, and we'll be there. Ron?
You mentioned that 131. That's 51 points better, and you said Anderson might get a big goal. He didn't, but he set up the big goal.
At the point.
Right to go. Okay, so we still have overtime to decide the issue at the Core State Spectrum in Philadelphia, and we'll go there next on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.